Alright, we're good.
Be like,
Bussin' with the boys, hanging with the fellas, betting on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do, and I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
Are we rolling? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a fresh new episode of Bussin' With The Boys. If you're joining us today, we're just 2 days removed from the University of Michigan just dominating Ohio State. 21-point underdogs. But one team that's never an underdog is the Chevy team, dude.
Amen to that.
This podcast is presented by our good friends at Chevy. There's a reason why I've never done a tier talk for best trucks, and that's because Bussin' With The Boys, there's only one pickup truck, the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? Silverado is a partner you can depend on. We've all spent time driving and using a Silverado for all kinds of adventures and other shenanigans. Silverado was a partner with us on Spring Tour and on Fall Tour, and God willing on Spring Tour this next following year. Silverado brings a grit to legendary grit paired with a modern truck tech inside and out, massive screens, up to 8 cameras of 14 different views to help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. We love that bold, blacked out look of the new Silverado HD Trail Boss. There's a reason Chevy is the most awarded brand for new vehicle quality over the last 3 years, according to JD Power. Will Compton has himself his ZR2. He looks fantastic every time he drives in it.
It's on its way right now. Jared's driving it right now to pick up our guest Channing Crowder because he will be joining us on the bus for a magnificent episode.
Fantastic. So when this podcast is over, go ahead and head over to Chevy.com and build your own Silverado or Silverado HD and check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. Chevrolet received the highest total number of awards compared to all other brands in the JD Power 2022 through 2024 U.S. Initial Quality Studies. Visit jdpower.com/awards for more details. Awards based on 2022 through 2024. Game!
Cox!
Game!
Cox!
What a weekend, boys!
Dude, a massive chaotic weekend.
Chaotic. How do we want to do this? Because I got G over here. His boys won. I got Jack over here. His boys won. We'll talk about my mustache. Mitch, thank God.
Mustache has got to get cut.
Relax. Mitch
Maybe
brought in a
during
mustache.
this episode.
By the way, Mitch, it looks really good. You look like a cop right now. You look really nice. You look really nice.
Why does Mitch have the mustache?
It's an ode. It's a tip of the cap.
It's one of those things where Taylor said, hey, you should do it because there always needs to be 2 mustaches on the bus. And
Always.
I said I'd step up.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I look like a cop.
You look kind of cool. You feel kind of cool right now, don't you?
I feel kind of weird.
Yeah, but part of that weirdness is feeling cool.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
My
he
college
could be an
roommate.
extra in Super Troopers right now.
There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It's so strong.
My college roommate called me. He's like, yo, it looks like you have a sticker on your lip. And
Hey,
like,
that's a
true.
hell of a compliment. Yeah. More compliments to be given. JP Hovey, his boys walk into Clemson and put belt to ass. Kid, how are we feeling right now?
We wish it was by more.
No doubt. So did my DraftKings Sportsbook wishes that too.
But I think the whole country does feel like South Carolina is one of the 12 best teams in college football. And there's a lot of talk out there. I know we'll probably get to it. I don't know when we're going to get to it, but it seems like the 3 teams battling for a spot are South Carolina, Alabama, and Ole Miss. Now, if Clemson beats SMU, I promise you, there may be a bomb threat on that first stadium.
JP.
Maybe.
You're talking about a terrorist attack on U.S. soil.
Podcast that has fun?
Yes, a truth bomb.
Yeah.
Because somebody would need to be there to let everybody know that this is the fakest game. If you want to ruin the college football playoff, put Clemson in it.
Put Clemson in it, but also if you're going to put Clemson in it, you have to put the Gamecocks in it.
Yeah.
And then match us up first round.
Have to. Easy dub.
But yeah, I mean, we're feeling amazing.
There was I made a nice play on the DraftKings Sportsbook app over the weekend. And it was when the Gamecocks were playing against Clemson and when Vandy was playing against Tennessee. I put 1,000 on Michigan, not the money line. I wish I would have.
I did.
I wish I would have.
Hey, I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you doing
like I'm
that.
sitting there, I'm like, man, because I even took it. These were all live bets too. And Michigan was down to plus 14.5, but you guys were up. And I'm like, I bet they're going to cover this. Who knows if they win, but I know they're going to cover. But I parlayed the Gamecocks when they were down to Clemson with the money line of Tennessee when they were down to Vandy. And ended up coming out nice, bro. They were down to Vandy. What was that score? 17-0.
17. Oh, yeah.
And you guys are down to Clemson by a touchdown, I think?
Yeah, by a touchdown.
Money line on both.
It was like Sellers' big run.
Yeah.
What a dog,
I forget what
dude.
the plus odds were. Maybe 300, 400. I can't remember, but I came out nice.
What'd you put on it?
500. I know.
When those bets hit, you're only going to wish you bet more, dude.
Because I lost so much on
I
the
know.
Nebraska game.
Legit.
Live bet.
On Monday, when you and I were flying to Chicago and we were putting in those bets and we basically talked ourselves into there's no way Nebraska loses to Iowa.
Yeah.
That's a money line pick all the way. We bet that. And I literally remember I thought in my head I bet Michigan was at minus or plus 21.5. I thought I bet that. And then on Friday night, I look at it, I was like, I took Michigan money line, 1,000. Money line. It was like plus 900 or something like that. Something. Oh, plus 1,000. Because I ended up winning $10,500 on that, dude. And it's just fucking beautiful. And here, do you mind if I just have a moment?
You go ahead.
The last 4 years, we've put belt to ass, as South Carolina likes to say, to Ohio State. Every year has been more and more special. This year is the best year. This win is the best win. A year that we lose 18 guys to the draft. A year that during the transfer portal, the big cushion time, J.J. McCarthy is deciding if he's going to leave. Harbaugh is deciding if he's going to leave. The country is saying that Michigan cheated and that's why they beat Ohio State. That's why they won the national championship. We go into this year and we find out that we went to our setting system and we turned off the forward pass. We turned it off. We decided we're gonna go back to offensive linemen blocking with their elbows, and we're just gonna have a fun time running the ball and hoping for the best. We are scratching and clawing our way to 6-5 before the game. Everybody and their mother said we were gonna lose. Everyone on the panel for College Game Day, one guy says Michigan, obviously Desmond Howard. On the panel for Fox, their big noon kickoff thing, there's only one guy that says Michigan's gonna win. It's Charles Woodson. There's not anybody in the world that thinks Michigan, the maize and blue, with throwing power turned off, is going to win that game. Our quarterback threw for 60 yards and 2 interceptions. Our quarterback threw for 60 yards and 2 interceptions. If I were to tell you that was going to be the stat line of the Michigan quarterback, you would say, okay, Ohio State won the game by 50 points then. By 50. We are in the red zone. We have 2 interceptions in the red zone to put points on the board. We make a 54-yard field goal at the end. So 2021, we look back at 2021, it's in Ann Arbor, we end up winning. The whole thing for the Columbus, Ohio fan base, that fan base is, hey, we're just glad the rivalry's back. We're just happy that it's a little bit more competitive now. 2022, we do it in Columbus. We're like, well, something's up. 2023 happens. All of a sudden the Connor Stallions are like, okay, that's why 2022 happened. And then 2023 happened. What are you guys going to say now? What is Ohio State going? I'm looking at you, Mitch, but I'm talking to the world.
Mitch doesn't care.
What is Ohio? Hold on. Let me just. Ohio State. What are your fans saying now when you spend $20 million in the NIL collective with the sole purpose and goal of beat Michigan, win a Big Ten championship, win a national championship? With Ryan Day, you spend every dollar you can to make sure you get the players in there that are going to be able to be what we knew was going to be a bad or lesser than Michigan football team that we've seen in years past. And I'll have one thank you, and that is to Ryan Day. Because there is a book we need to send him. Will put me on. It's by Ryan Holiday. It's called Ego is the Enemy. You have the perimeter players. You have the defense. Your defense stood up. You have the perimeter players where if you just threw bubble screens that whole entire game or short routes, short slants, you win that game by double digits. You have better players on the field. You chose to take your ego and look at our 2 best players. Mind you, by the way, our 2 best players aren't actually playing. on offense and defense. Johnson, our corner, and then Colston Loveland, our tight end for offense, who is our only really receiving threat the entire year. He has double the amount of catches from the next receiver. Thank you, Jack. They're not playing, and you choose to go at Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham. Try to run the ball up the middle. You ran the ball 17 times up the middle for 34 yards. 17 of those came on one run late in the third quarter. You chose to make it about grit. You chose to make it about blue collar football, and you fucked around and you found out. Now you're a coach that goes 10-2, 11-1 every single year, but when the maize and blue is in front of your face, you quiver and you shit yourself. And now you have Ohio State fans calling for your head with double-digit wins every year. My hope is that they keep them. My thought is Michigan yet again gets rid of another coach at a dominant program. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan Day, for letting your ego get in the way and allowing the maize and blue to win this game. That's all I have to say about that.
I love it.
That's all I have to say. Oh,
We
one
got
more
it.
note.
Yeah.
One more note. Michigan hasn't punted in the fourth quarter since 2019. Go ahead, Mitch.
That is a wild stat.
Wild stat. Coop sent that to me on my drive in.
We just got outcoached. I mean,
Outcoached. Yeah.
Outplayed, outcoached.
I mean, the coaches put them in the scenario to get outplayed. Like they weren't getting Emeka Ibuka the ball. They weren't getting Jeremiah Smith the ball. I mean, Will Johnson's not playing, so Jeremiah Smith should have went off.
You know how many targets he got in the second half? 1.
Yeah. Like your two best players, Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins, they're really good as well. But like you said, your interior D-line is unreal.
And your offensive line's hurt and you're trying to run the ball up the middle.
Exactly.
And then they're trying to fight after the game when they couldn't win the fight in between the 60 minutes.
That was out of pocket.
Well, what happened? What was out of pocket?
The fight at the end of the game. I respect the planting the flag and everything. That's a rivalry game.
You go into someone. This is a game of risk. You go into someone's territory. You take over their village. You take their women. You take their alcohol, and you plant your flag. That's the game of risk we're playing, right?
Do I think the pepper spray and shit should have been brought out? No. That was stupid.
No shot. And here's
Ryan Day's just standing there while it's all going down.
That's the
what a
worst
bitch
part.
move, dude.
That is the worst part.
If you watch
either get your boys under control or throw hands with them.
Yeah.
You see Sharon Moore. Yeah. Sharon Moore is in there pulling his guys off, saying, chill, stop. And there's a perfect video of Ryan Day's sad little face looking gloom as if his whole world is truly falling through his fingertips. And he looks at his assistant coach and goes, what happened? It's like, bro, it doesn't matter what happened. You see your boys acting crazy out there. Michigan too. This is not like Ohio State was just in the wrong. Like there were bows thrown on both ends. But more than that, if you're Fox, if you're CBS, if you're ESPN, and you're going to sit on a panel and be like, this is disgusting. Now we have to talk about, instead of talking about Michigan rushing for 175 yards, we're going to talk about the fight. Then don't play it in the promo leading up to the game. Because if you're a casual fan that doesn't necessarily care about Ohio State or Michigan, you're not going to watch a 6-5 Michigan team play a 10-2 Ohio State or a 10-1 Ohio State team. You're not going to do that. What gets people to the game is watching in the 80s Ohio State running out of Michigan's tunnel, taking the banner and ripping it down. They're watching guys push each other,
burning furniture in the parking
burning
lot.
Furniture, people getting fight, little kids giving the bird to players. That is the storyline. That is the WWE that makes college football so fucking beautiful. That we get the territory, we're fighting for the state. All of these things make it where we're like, okay, I want to invest my time and my eyeballs into this game. That's why you do it. So the pepper spray, wild, insane. That is just, that's crazy. Planting the flag, dude, you lost. Yeah. It is what it is. I want to say I feel bad for Jack Sawyer. That's the linebacker, the white linebacker who actually bailed in that zone, and Warren Davis gave up the worst interception I've ever seen thrown in my entire life.
Will Howard's was pretty bad too.
It was awful. This kid is born in Columbus, Ohio, grew up an Ohio State fan. He is crying on the field, ripping the Michigan flag away, screaming while Ryan Day just looks around with his pouty face. That's the type of dude that you're like, yeah, I know it's a rivalry, but I'm like, I feel bad for him because I went 1-3 against Ohio State. I know what it's like to think, hey, this is all we have. This is everything. and then it gets taken away from you. I grew up in Arizona. I didn't grow up in the middle of this. I was brought into it at 17 years old. This kid's lived it his whole life, so I do feel bad for Jack Sawyer. Or is it Jack? Yeah.
Oh, the equipment manager, they said, like the Jack Sawyer ripping the flag away from him. That was Jason Avant.
Who's that?
Philadelphia Eagles legend, wide receiver.
For real?
We met him when we went last year, and when we went to the Nebraska game there. He's like a Michigan like legend, Eagles guy. Like he does like the sideline reporting and stuff for him.
Poor Jack Sawyer, man.
What a game, though, man.
And also, I want to say that so Michigan State, and Michigan, Ohio State, their equipment managers, they play a game the night before. Michigan also won that as well. So let's give a round of applause to the equipment guys at Michigan.
The equipment team.
Shout out the equipment guys in Michigan. Sent them a juicy little video, too, a little 1-minute piece, just hyping the boys up the day before.
What a game, dude. When I saw that you guys were going to win that game, I'm just sitting there grinning ear to ear, like the chaos that's going to ensue, like obviously on the field, but even on social media. Like you got Dave and Big Ev. Dave's jumping in the water being like, oh, my phone doesn't work before the game. Happy for you guys. Because you true underdogs, like 21-point underdogs, 22, wherever the line was.
It was the biggest spread in that game's history. It was 21 points.
And it's everything that you love about college football, especially at this moment in time. Like, again, you got the rivalry game with South Carolina, Clemson happening. You got all of this chaos ensuing with the college football playoff. Like, that couldn't have went any better. And it was nuts, bro. Like, the fact that you guys upset Ohio State is all time.
Insane. And literally, I mean, I did a little halftime update, and it was 10-10. But even in my head at that moment, I was like, bro, it's not if, it's when. It's when they're just going to be able to be like, yo, you guys realize we have the best players, right? We're just going to throw it now.
Right.
The game's not played on paper.
Bro, the game is not played on paper. And honestly, I don't know if this is just how my Michigan brain was working, but when I was watching like pregame warmups, Ohio State looked a little tight. Like they knew they had everything to lose. And Michigan, when you see them walking out of the tunnel, Donovan Edwards, which by the way, I think he sustained a knee injury. Hopefully he's all right. When they're walking out, there's like we've been here before and we've done this before, regardless of all the chips stacked against us vibe.
Yeah.
And it was the proudest moment. I mean, I've ever had from a mission, being a part of Michigan. Any of the games that I won, any of the games that I played in, that one. Watching that,
I mean, even
from my house in Nashville, I was like, bro, this is incredible.
Obviously, like you guys won the national title and went undefeated last year. All those games, I'm sure, were awesome just to see, especially when Harbaugh goes out. You're winning after they're trying to take the best piece away from you. So you're having fun and enjoying those games. But this win that you guys just had has to be like right up there, because truly it's like, yeah, you're going into it 21, whatever. That's a great bet because they're probably going to cover. But you guys were up. You guys beat them.
Won.
Physically. There was a moment where it's like, who's trying to lose this game? Because everybody's in the red zone just throwing interceptions.
Yeah. We literally go for it on 4th and 1 in the second quarter. Don't get it. 2 plays later, they throw a pick and we end up scoring.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And dude, Jack Sawyer makes that interception in the end zone. They get up at the 25-yard line. They ran it, stuffed. They threw a ball to the flat, drop. And then they ran it on 3rd and 10. They didn't get a first down in the 4th quarter. They did not get a first down in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
With our best player not playing. It's nuts.
Mitch, here's a question. Do you guys move on from Ryan Day?
That's what, so
because here's what's crazy is they're going to get in the playoff. What if they happen to win it all? That would be insane.
It's the only thing that can save them.
I mean,
maybe getting to the national title would save him.
It's kind of like the same thing with Penn State and James Franklin. Like you're not guaranteed a 10-win season, but like you're not gonna win the big games with him. Like we'll probably still make the playoff.
You guys will make the playoff.
Yeah, win the first game, and then I don't know whatever.
You mean that Tennessee home game?
Is that who we would play?
Jack.
I think
Jack in those shadows.
There is not a snowball's chance in hell Ohio State walks into Neyland Stadium and hears that noise and is able to operate.
Well, I don't like, that's what I'm saying.
They are not going to be able to operate in there.
5, and if we go 6, you guys would be 7.
That's what
we would host a home playoff.
I thought we were going to be 7, but I don't know.
We might be 5. I don't know. We'll be 5 or 6.
Well, yeah,
you guys will drop below the 2 losses.
You guys are going to bump up again too when Oregon beats the shit out of Penn State.
Hopefully. So, and then we get a bye. So that'd be perfect.
Man.
But to answer your question, I don't think we will, but I don't think he will He's got to like win it all to.
I think you
next
just got to
next
get to the natty. You get to the natty and lose
Bro.
like you made to the national title game. But yeah, you're still going to have that stigma of you can't beat Michigan.
I know it's.
I'm like, even though he wasn't, you're sitting there, you're like, hey, bro, you're the leader of the team. You got to get all your boys corralled and get back to the locker room. But part of me, I felt bad. I felt for him because he's standing there just in bizarre world. Like, he's thinking, I can't
Dude,
beat
it's like a flash grenade went off, and he was just like disoriented for a little
yeah.
bit. It was
Everything that they've tried doing to ultimately just beat the one team that they want to beat is Michigan, and he can't do it. And he's sitting there like, we have everything to win this game, right? We have every weapon, every tool, we have all of it, and we still can't pull this off. He's just standing there like he couldn't believe it.
Since Ryan Day has sat in front of an arena and said, we're going to put 100 on Michigan, it's been 4 years. He has not scored 100 points, and they've all been losses.
There was this meme video going around to where when Urban Myer like passed the sticks to him or passed the baton to him in the video game, and then it goes into just him driving the bus on like Grand Theft Auto, like off of a cliff.
I mean, dude, there is a piece of me that does feel I do feel bad for him. Like we got to sit down with him in a spring tour,
because everybody's screaming at him to
him.
get the players off the field, and he's just standing there. I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, bro, he can't believe.
Dude,
he's like probably in denial, standing there.
Seeing Jack Sawyer scream, they're not going to plant the flag on our field, while an equipment guy's literally holding him back. He's got tears in his eyes.
It's over, man.
And he's got the shoulders just like, you can just look at him like he has no idea what to do.
Yeah.
And there was Ohio State players that used to play for him that were putting out tweets, be like, y'all going to think I'm hating, but when we were down to Alabama, he didn't even come in the room. He went into his office and just wrote notes and then yelled at us when we went outside when they were playing Alabama. Like, I went down a little rabbit hole.
They're not going to plant the flag. They're not going to do it again. It's like the village is burning. We have to get out of here. We have to go. There's no saving anybody anymore. Go. We got to go.
And dude, if you,
yeah.
This was like your shot to beat Michigan. Like
that was it.
Bro, that was it.
Really was.
The amount of money that's coming in that I've heard about coming. We got this quarterback coming, but we're going to go get a quarterback in the transfer portal. They're talking about spending more than Ohio State spent last year.
Yeah, I want to say you guys per player are top 5 right now.
It's about to get a whole lot crazier.
Yeah.
It's about to get a whole lot crazier. That was your time. That was your chance to right the wrongs. Is it a rivalry anymore? I don't even know. I mean, is it?
It is. It's definitely still a rivalry.
Is it though? We won 4 in a row, twice in your house.
That's what
like
makes the rivalry
8 in a row.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Is you get up 4-0 and
Is it like, dude? You guys, congrats! You guys had the 10s, you had the 2000, but like, not this decade. Haven't done it this
4 in a
decade.
row compared to like
it's just nuts.
13 of the last 12.
Dude, I went down
the last 13.
I went down a little rabbit hole of like local, like Ohio State fan podcasts. They're like, he's got to go unless he wins a national championship. We're literally talking about a coach who just is going to get a bid into the 12-team college football playoff. His team
and they still have a shot.
Who has been the favorite to win the national championship since before the season, and they are in the college football playoff, and they're saying unless he wins it, he has got to go. Yeah. There's one coach for Ohio State. His last name's Cooper. I can't remember his first name. He would do the same thing. He'd have 9, 10, 11 win seasons every year, but he couldn't beat Michigan. And they just gave him a pat and said, bring your playbook. We gotta beat them. We gotta beat these guys.
Yeah.
What a fucking day, man. It's crazy. I know my mustache is gone. I know that Jack is gonna fucking shave it off.
Hey, well, part of
me's
chuckling the whole time you're giving that speech, and I'm just thinking to myself, man, I wish he had that mustache shaved while he was giving that. He's talking about how much they own Ohio State,
dude.
Somebody who was loving it, Kyle McCord.
Yeah. You see this post-game press conference?
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Hitting the Drew Lock, second coming of Drew Lock in the locker room.
Crushed all post-game stuff.
Crushed it, bro, and upsetting Miami, which ultimately hopefully plays into the favor of like South Carolina trying to get into this college football playoff. There's so many different variables, man. I love it.
I know. I started to watch some stuff too on South Carolina and their chances to get in. It seems like of the 3 that are fighting for it, they are the team that is unfortunately going to be like not allowed in. Because you lost to Ole Miss, right? Lost to Ole Miss, obviously lost to Alabama, but you guys win 6 straight. Like you're talking, there's lots of different ways to look at it. Do you look at straight up head-to-heads, or do you look at who's the hot team right now that can make the best run? Because there's an argument, I don't remember who I was listening to, but they were saying the argument really is like Texas is the best team in the SEC, and then it's South Carolina right now. That's the next best team.
I think there's a team, if I had to play.
That's what they were saying on the thing.
Well, Tennessee, you guys are going to get in.
Oh, are you saying? I'm just confused by that.
Hey, put the gun down.
Yeah,
y'all
Jack,
got a 5
You guys
seed.
are going in. You guys
need
are
to shave my
going
mustache, all of that.
I think if any 3-win team out of the SEC teams who have the 3-win, it's gonna, to me, 3 losses. It's a battle more so out of South Carolina and Ole Miss than it is Alabama.
I disagree.
And why?
You think Alabama is the odd man out?
I think Alabama is based on resume. Because you look at the head-to-head, Bama got them by 2 points. Ole Miss beat South Carolina pretty handily.
And who did Ole Miss also beat? Georgia, who we also beat.
Yeah, but again, you look at your guys. The last 6 games, you guys have dropped games you should not have dropped. You have zero business dropping. Like if you're a championship football team, it's you don't beat yourselves. And you guys lost to Vandy. You guys got handled by Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
2 teams that South Carolina handled. So if you just look at since that game of you guys edging them out by 2 points, I think that's where South Carolina's resume right now, if you're trying to get the best teams in the college football playoff, I think that's where they have the edge over Alabama, even though you guys do have them in the head-to-head. When you look at Ole Miss, again, you don't want to beat yourselves late in the season. They dropped a game against Florida, who's a 7-5 SEC team. But if you look at Florida being a 7-5 SEC, being a 7-5 team, record team, Florida's spicy. Like Florida's actually a quality opponent. They've had one of the hardest schedules throughout the entire year. They're obviously a way better football team when that quarterback Lagway, when DJ Lagway's playing. So that's one where it's like, even though I'm probably going to carry the flag for South Carolina because I love Beamer and I think they are playing their best ball right now, but Ole Miss to me has the next best resume. I think it's gonna. To me, if I was on the committee, I'd be choosing out of Ole Miss and South Carolina versus Bama, just because you guys dropped 2 games that you just should not have dropped.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I think that A holds more weight right now, just because of the last 20 years, and I think the committee's going to look at that. But I agree with what you're saying.
I know that the last 20 years.
That does suck.
Sucks.
That does suck.
It's what you're saying. It's going to be: are they favoring who has the hot hand or the head-to-head? And we're going to find that's the only thing.
Because I think if you're looking at the best 12 teams,
right?
No.
You can be the best team in the country in September, but really, how do you play in middle of October through November? That's to me is championship football.
Well, that's what's going to be different between when it used to be 4. Because last year, who has the hot hand favored us over Florida State. Like that's how it favored.
Right.
We lost to Texas, won the SEC championship against Georgia.
Yeah.
Are they going to?
Bro, I'm telling you, these boys right here.
Yeah,
talk about a team being hot right now.
In Arizona State.
Are they going to have that same argument for the last spot out of 12?
That's it right there.
Say that again.
So, like I was saying, last year, the Bama argument to get in was win out after the Texas loss, win the SEC championship over Georgia, who hasn't lost in fucking 700
They were like
days.
they were going for I think they had the record for most consecutive wins.
Right. So that was the argument to get in last year.
Right.
For a 4 team, do you keep that same argument for the 12th team, like the very last spot in out of 12 teams, or is it head to head?
Which would be not to us.
If it's head to head, that's where you guys just unfortunately are the odd man out. But if you're going into finishing strong in the back half of the year, that's where it's like you got to really look at South Carolina.
To the point of 12 best teams, I think where a team like South Carolina gets screwed is who do you think wins over Arizona State and South Carolina?
That's a shootout.
You think so?
I mean, the Valley's
there's no way to know.
There's no way to know unless the game
right.
gets played. I think it's easy to be like, oh, South Carolina probably handles them, but you can't just.
It's the guaranteed bids that I think
Arizona State's kind of inspired football.
Inspired, 49-7 against their rival.
Here's the thing, too.
Favored by 8.
While the iron's hot for South Carolina, how long do we have until they play that first playoff game? What if that iron gets cold? Same thing for Alabama. The iron is wishy-washy. You have time to prep.
And then that'd be a great argument if it was 365 days ago and your head coach is Nick Saban. We don't know what DeBoer and his prep looks like.
You kind of do.
Yeah, I saw.
Went to LSU, stadium was empty at the start of the fourth quarter.
Well, you look at DeBoer's resume before Bama. He's got an incredible resume.
He's got a great resume.
Beat Sark.
Yeah.
But
Lost to Michigan.
I think it just depends.
I think the
what
college
they
football world
value.
will be on fire if Bama gets in over Ole Miss and South Carolina. Just because
Yeah,
I feel like a South
that's
Carolina,
everyone
I feel like
else's
is more of a
problem.
people's team right now. But again, it's like if you look at it losing late in the year, Ole Miss's losses to Florida, and that Florida team is honestly pretty good, and they're going to be very good in the future.
Let me ask you this, Will. Do you is
Now does
yeah.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but is South Carolina the people's team, or is it just the bubble we're living in? We're just stoked for JP.
Could be that.
Could
I
be
mean,
My algorithm could be tailored more toward the South
No
Carolina
doubt.
fans.
everyone
No doubt.
is saying South Carolina.
But I think when you look at I forget the stat that I put up on my tweet yesterday, but you look at the losses that Alabama had
I'll
to
try to pull
common
it up.
opponents, it was like Alabama lost like I'm just guessing right here, like 70-60, and
Right.
South Carolina handles those teams like 60-20.
right.
You know what I mean? So if you're just looking at that back half since
But
like you were
can
saying, Taylor,
compare
mid-October,
other games too, like Ole Miss or
it's hard to
Mizzou.
if you
Mizzou came
for
down
sure
the
you
wire
guys
for them,
killed
and we
you
killed
guys
them.
murdered Mizzou. That's a fair point.
And
But
then-
you guys both got doves, and if you look at
Right.
head to head, you guys got them by 2 points. If you watch the
Yeah.
Alabama South Carolina game, it came down to one or two plays. You got teams that are pretty
Right.
equal. And if you that LSU game, bro.
That's
I
the
mean,
game.
your quarterback Sellers goes down in that game, and you're still getting screwed by the referees. Like if anybody's truly looking at it, it's like that's a game that should have been a W for you guys. There's none of that conversation. You guys are a 2-loss SEC team. I don't maybe even playing for the SEC title. I have no clue, but at least you're going to be in it.
Honestly, what they should do is put both teams in.
Well, how are you gonna do that?
5 teams.
Yeah.
How do you leave out Ole Miss then? You're going to
What
have
do you
Ole
mean?
Miss. I mean, Ole Miss is still a good 3-loss team who handled
'Cause we would-
their business over
We
South
would
Carolina
have
more
that
than
over Ole Miss, and then it comes down to what y'all are saying, like the people's
Scroll
team, South Carolina.
Yeah, a good point on the whole algorithm because I could be in the. I mean, look at JP. He's wearing a fucking jersey. He's wearing a jersey right now.
Good point. Yeah. The algorithm definitely.
Yeah.
And Jack, you guys are definitely gonna get up to 5 because
Tennessee's
you
in
got
a great spot because nobody's
Oregon,
talking
Penn
about
State. They got to play, and then
them. Yeah,
Georgia, Texas, and then there's Sherm's favorite team at 4, Notre Dame.
Come on. Hey, one thing.
Notre Dame can make some noise, man.
They
They have a solid defense, bro. They have a good line of scrimmage.
one quick point that I think is a good way to see like how this committee, because it is a different committee each year, how they will grade something that they call the eye test, which is truly just the blue blood test, in my opinion, because they'll sit there and they go, well, Bama passes the eye test, South Carolina doesn't really pass the eye test, and it's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit.
And you see in the AP poll, they have Ohio State at 7, and they're 2-loss. So they're above a 1-loss Indiana. Obviously, they beat them. They're over
Handedly.
a 1-loss SMU and a 1-loss Boise State. Boise State has a common opponent or a common loss with Ohio State. Why is Ohio State a 2-loss with the same common opponent for one of those losses over Boise? Well, strength of schedule, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's just because it's Ohio State. You flip those logos, and it's a completely different story. So, in the AP, Ohio State didn't drop enough, in my opinion, for me to think that if the committee votes the same way, I think that some of these 3-loss, 2-loss, they're going to get screwed, like a South Carolina.
But that's with everybody, though. You know what I mean?
It's with
not-
everyone.
Bama's lost 3 games and they're sitting there at 11. You drop a bad one against Oklahoma, they didn't fall too far. They fell
Yeah.
enough to where they can still be considered. And it's like Ohio State was number 2. They were number 2, right?
Yeah,
Number 2 team in the country. Yeah, you lose a very bad game
to a 5-loss.
to a 5-loss Michigan team
Yeah,
for sure.
A bad football team.
Yeah, not
That
but,
threw
but
for 60
Oklahoma.
yards.
Oklahoma's what's Oklahoma?
Threw for 60 yards.
Threw for
Threw for 60 yards.
Unfortunately, that's like just the world we live in. Because again,
for
I
sure.
still feel like Boise State, as much as they're going to earn their way into the college football playoff, I do think they get beat pretty handily in the first round.
Because you
But
look,
time will tell. Gentry's awesome. Again, they're a favorite just because they're like an outside of the Power 4.
Yeah.
and it makes me want to throw up in my mouth saying this, but like SMU is getting slept on so hard. If you do look at their schedule, if you do look at their only loss being that away game to a good BYU team,
Earlier in the year.
it was super close. They probably should have won it. They're sitting at 8. That's crazy.
But at the end of the day, they win their conference championship. They're going to be a
They'll
seed. They're going to
skyrocket.
get a bye
Yeah.
week, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it works.
They're going to get a bye.
The power four
That's what I'm
conferences get a
saying.
bye.
If you
So let's just say SMU, Texas, Oregon, and then who would be the
But it's
Arizona
not-
State
yeah, in Arizona State.
would
But
all get
Taylor,
buys.
Yes.
It's not Taylor. It's not the Power Four. It's the top 4 ranked conference champions. So Arizona State could be number 11 in the CFP at the end of the season. Boise State could be number 10. Boise State would get that 4 seed.
That's true,
over
yeah.
Arizona State.
Because right now they're ranked higher.
Gotcha.
which is
God,
crazy.
it's so confused.
So who
I
does
don't know why
Boise
I'm
State
not
have this
grasping that.
weekend?
UNLV. They have UNLV.
Yeah.
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 Who's that?
They are ranked though. They're
UNLV.
number like 18 or 19, I believe.
But it's Arizona State. Are they playing Colorado?
Did BYU win?
Iowa State. BYU did win.
So they're playing Iowa State?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of
Yeah, the
parameters
Big
with the
12 had a lot going on.
TCU had to win. West Virginia had to lose, and there was one other game
because
that-
Colorado was close to getting
bumped
back in the Big
BYU
12
out.
championship.
That'd have been
I know it'd have been crazy.
crazy. That tweet would now be backed in the drafts.
There's no, I mean, yeah, I would stand on shit like that, but the way we lost, bro.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that? Like, I didn't want to really bring it up. I do want to talk about Oregon and Penn State too, how that outcome's going to be. But
Yeah.
do you want to do that first while you gather your thoughts?
And there's not a whole lot to it. It's
You guys
like,
didn't deserve
look,
it.
When you're not in the college football playoff, what is there to play for? I think we didn't really care playing against Iowa. But that's
Friday.
projecting. Yeah, that's projecting. That's I need something. But you talk about rivalry. It's like I hear you talk about we went 4 in a row. Is it even a rivalry? Iowa can claim the exact same thing on us. They're 9-1 in the last 10 years on us.
Yeah.
People talk about the Bo Pelini curse. I've been seeing tweets like Bo had a comment like, "All right, they'll see what the world's like without me" and shit like that. And they've brought out all the stats that just go against like. Iowa since
That are
then
pro
9-1.
Bo
Yeah,
Pelini.
yeah. Iowa since then's 9-1. Their record's like 80-something and 30 to ours, which is bad. And then it's like Nebraska's went through 3 head coaches. Iowa still had the same head coach. It's not good, man. It's not good.
God.
And it sucks, bro. Like it sucks.
Yeah.
It's painful. It's painful knowing that we were the more physical team. We had all the plays there, bro. We had 20 first downs of their 5, and this team beats us of a crucial call that could have honestly went either way. I think we just they talked about us touching the ball on that punt, and so they got the ball on like the 5-yard line. So we hold them to 3 and out. Like they don't really move the ball on us. We hold them to 3 and out. They get a field goal. Okay, it's 10-3. Then the next drive, we have very poor tackling. Bullock, who's maybe our best linebacker, run around and puts his face on people. Really good player. They can't bring down their running back, and he goes for, on a pass play, he goes for like 73, which is like half of the passing yards for their entire, like half of their total yardage on the game.
If we're keeping track too, that's more than Michigan threw for. the
Yeah,
entire
bro.
game.
And then all of a sudden it's 10-10. And then we have the ball going. We can drive to go win this game, bro. Like being in a tie ball game against Iowa. Once again, it's always a field goal game with these motherfuckers. We can go on to drive and like, Dylan, I think you tweeted Dylan Rail a legacy drive. And for them to get a strip sack in our territory and be right there to kick a field
I
goal.
felt so sick for that right tackle,
Like
dude.
3 plays, bro, that just lost us that game. When we had all the stats, Dylan hits 9 different cats. Like we're moving the ball at times. Once we get in the red zone or the fringe, we can't seem to. We have to ultimately punt on like the 50-yard line to control field position because they can't move the ball on us, and we can't win the game, bro. I'm hurt. I'm
I
hurt.
know. You want to know the good news?
I'm hurt, man.
You guys are going to a bowl game, man.
I know.
You
But
got that.
I think the
And
positive-
regardless of how the season ended and how you feel, like you guys have achieved something this year that you haven't seen in the past. So like at the end of the day, you can look at that and be like, okay, we had a successful season from the sense that we got this now out of the way.
That pains me so
But
badly.
bro, I'm
based
not-
on the conversation,
I
I don't
know.
even know where we were.
Oh, we were in Detroit. We were in Detroit at that burger
But I'm
spot.
like,
and JP and I
I'm
literally
leaning
said
my
it.
head away because I'm starting to get triggered. And
bro, I'm not even
I know,
saying this
I
to
know,
come
I
at
know.
you. I'm literally telling you this, like, even though this didn't go exactly how you wanted it to go, it's still a successful season because you guys got something out of the way that's been haunting Nebraska for so long. And Nebraska fans were legit coming at me, thinking I was being facetious about the way I was sounding about Nebraska didn't deserve it. You guys deserve to win that game. But you know what? The thing is, for the first time in a long time, your season's not over. That Iowa game, it's not over.
Yeah.
And you know what the good news is? Your floor next year is 7-5.
Yeah.
Maybe you weren't right, but me and Taylor were.
I'm gonna drink.
But bro, we actually called that straight up in August.
6 wins. Like, bro, 6 wins is a great season.
And that's what you have to be excited about.
Not.
What do you
Give
say?
us South Carolina.
I'm gonna call for Rule's head if we go 6-6. But no, bro, it's all.
It's something to build on.
We got an ad read. I need some water right now. I need it because I have some silver lining. Number one, it's not a successful season.
Yes,
but
it is.
I have some silver lining. Please just read the body armor.
All right, this episode is brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink. Real hydration, real ingredients, packed with electrolytes, vitamins, and nothing artificial. Body Armor Sports Drinks has great tasting flavors like strawberry banana or orange mango. Me personally, I'm a big fan of this orange boy right here. It's delicious. It tastes awesome. Plenty of electrolytes in that thing. Get yours today at Walmart or at a local grocery store near you. Body Armor. I'm going to have a sip of that right now. Let's all sit back and enjoy another segment of Silver Lining Willie.
No, just speaking, building on the 6-win season and going bowl eligible. The biggest positive to take away from this is we're going to get to have bowl practices, which is really, I think, going to help the team because we haven't sniffed bowl practice. Like, you know how it is. You're not excited to, coaches are going to run you to the ground a little bit more. You're going to focus on fundamentals and technique, something that we haven't had in, 8-9 years, something like that, which is a positive because you don't have to wait. What is it, 6 months, 5-6 months until spring practice to do it? You can kind of have your bowl practices. You can prep for the future a little bit more, get into
early enrollees come in and they get to practice, get their feet a little wet.
Right. So I think bowl practices are really going to help us because we haven't sniffed that in a long time to go into spring ball and just continue to build off that. But ultimately it's like, and then, hey, go win a bowl game. Try to get a winning season out of this thing. Try to go 7-6. Because again, if we lose this bowl game, you're 6-7, another fucking losing season, which is brutal. And I still believe Rule is the guy. I think Rule is the guy.
I don't think that's in question.
Well, some people bring it up.
That's crazy. You should know. Bring it up. That's
but just to say, like, I still think Rule's the guy. I think there were some improvements. I think culture-wise, there's some improvements. Like, if you watch all these games, like, the players, they play for each other. They play for their staff. They're always out there defending their coaches in any press conference that they're in. Like, this isn't like we're taking a step back. It's just it wasn't a year that we expected it to be. Especially you come out of the gate and beat a team like Colorado. And, like, obviously, if they were to happen to get into the Big 12 and they win, it's like, I can fuck around and play off that. But the momentum that we had going into Colorado and walking away and the way everybody felt, it's like, hey, we could have a ball club. We could have a team. Just to not get the wins. What pains me is not beating Iowa, obviously, but not beating teams like UCLA and just dropping games you shouldn't drop. Like, you can look at Illinois. Like, Illinois is a solid team. Love Bielema coming off the top rope for Lane Kiffin on Ole Miss. Seeing like, hey, you want to go strength of schedule? Ours is a tick ahead of yours. We're a 3-loss team. But yeah, bro, it sucks. It sucks. We're just gonna have to weather the storm. Mm-hmm. It's gonna make the story that much better.
Yeah, something that pains me is sitting in the locker room with Rule talking to the team after the Colorado game, being like, this does not need to be our highlight of the year.
Yeah.
And it is, which is unfortunate. It just is, right? It is. I'll tell you how I feel about bowl games. Don't fucking care at all. Bring on whoever. They can do what they want to us. Onward.
Playing for a ring, though.
Fuck that. We got the ring.
Playing for a ring.
Go ahead. But hey, Music City Bowl. I think the two top contenders are Nebraska and Michigan right now.
Are we still contenders for Music City?
I think so. Yeah.
I haven't got to see.
I think if you look at like, if you're just Nashville in general, like who's going to bring in bums and seats? Michigan and Nebraska are going to do that.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
And hey, we get to go to that game if one of our teams are in it.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, if we get to play Vandy.
Did anybody watch the Iowa game?
Yeah. I had a
like
ton
watched
of money.
it.
I watched the whole thing. I had so much money on Nebraska.
The play when we were driving to and
broke my heart.
We're hitting I forget his name, but 18 Neyer over the middle. And he dropping that ball.
Watch yourself saying that.
You remember the play I'm talking about? And it's just like, fuck, man, come on.
It sucks, man.
I mean, have we talked about Georgia Tech either? 8 overtimes.
Crazy. Oh, but before we go to that too, like all the flag planting and everything else, and we got people bitching about not shaking hands before the coin toss. Did you see that?
Oh, Iowa, dude! I texted you Friday. I thought y'all played on Saturday, and I get on Twitter and I go, I see Will with this halftime update saying not even Blandino can stop us, and I'm like, oh fuck, are they playing right now?
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, man. That's wild playing.
But
on
yeah,
Friday,
afterwards the players are going talking about classless for not shaking hands before the coin toss. It's like, what are we fucking
Who
talking
fucking
about?
cares?
Yeah, nobody cares.
That is the dumbest shit ever. Don't shake hands. If you're rivals, make it brutal. Make it fucking brutal. Get it in a pushing and shoving match in the tunnel. That's fun. That's a good
And
time.
they're talking about
talk
rule-
shit. You're a pussy. No, you're a pussy. Okay, let's go play the game.
And did you see the clip where they were talking about Rule walking in the middle of their pregame?
Well, he's just power walking around in a circle.
Where he's just doing his walks before nobody's on the field. No players are on
Yeah.
the field. Talking
Like
about they're
you're
walking through
making-
our warm up. What are we talking about?
That's crazy.
That's
Dude, Iowa is such a whatever program to me. I know.
and just
But hey,
running,
shout out George Kittle,
sprinting
though.
to go.
Shout out
do-
George Kittle.
Sprinting to go do the handshake after the game. It's like, okay, that's corny, bro.
Who? Ferentz?
Jiggins or whatever he's talking about.
Who?
Yeah, I think the linebacker.
For Iowa.
Yeah.
Sprinting.
Because he
to-
was the one after the game talking about they didn't shake our hands before the game. They walked through a pregame or pregame stuff where they're not
Hey,
even out
but
there.
that also, listen, that is corny as fuck, but that is also like the athlete. Like that's the athlete
No
finding
doubt,
the
no
chip.
doubt.
That's you being so zoomed in. Any sort of disrespect, you're just playing up more in your head. The Iowa athlete. Come on now. You guys throwing belts on the 50-yard line is insane.
That's what I'm saying. And you're watching all these rivalry games
Yeah.
unfold. It's like, man, I want that so badly.
Bro,
like
the
you wish you
funniest-
could win to create more of that chaos.
Yeah, you want the chaos.
Because it's
Dude,
like, hey, if they don't shake your hand, you're thinking to yourself, like, I don't know if I've experienced somebody like being out there and they're not shaking hands, but it's like, all right, it's gonna be that kind of game bet. Like, let's fucking
Yeah,
go.
that's
but
fun.
you almost want to embrace it. And I'm like, man, that's some real classless stuff. It's
Yeah,
like,
the handshake out, no handshake back, go for the clap. I think that goes hard.
Kansas did it to Baker.
Yeah.
Kansas
Oh, and
didn't shake it.
that's when
Yeah,
Baker was
Kansas
doing the
didn't shake
genital
their
grab. He was doing the
Yeah,
little
Baker
yoink
went-
yoink.
Baker went, okay.
I know.
Yeah.
They'll not shake it
Dude,
down,
shout out
okay.
Baker for
that's what you
starting
love.
that trend.
I love that stuff, bro.
Shout out Baker for starting the flag plant. That was him, right? He started that
At Ohio State.
at Ohio State. Wow.
Um,
No fights that day.
One interesting ripple is Nebraska could potentially be playing Texas Tech in their bowl game, which is the head coach, Joey McGuire, is Matt Rule's protege. So Matt Rule hired him out of high school football. He was a head coach for high school football. And Joey McGuire's now made this like huge rise to college football. It'd be kind of fun to see Matt Rule versus Joey McGuire.
Texas Tech?
Yeah.
Huge rise to college football. You're at Texas Tech. We're gonna drag those.
Well, he
boys.
was a high
We're
school
gonna drag him to the
he was a
defense.
high
We're
school
gonna
football
hold-
coach.
and we're gonna hold him underwater.
All right. All right, well.
Let's start it now.
Holgerson,
You gotta
bro.
Start the fire.
what's Holgerson doing?
Start the fire now.
What's Holgerson-
Holgerson on the sideline with the red hat?
There you go.
kidding me? Knows what I'm talking about.
Come on. Maybe you're sitting back. Maybe you hurt your leg in the turkey bowl.
Yeah.
Dude, that
Maybe
shit.
we'll talk politics.
I showed Taylor that video, and she like looked away from it. She goes, "Oh, I actually thought that was you talking for a second." I was like, "Bro, I was dying,
Hey, that video was
dying
so
at
funny,
that video."
Sherm.
That video-
Holgerson?
with the, and then I'm talking Taylor. Hey, Taylor,
And also, hey,
give me.
you want me to? He's like, look at that boy. Look at that specimen. How's he look at? Look
How
at
do you
that.
do that? How do you do that? So he like did us better than us. He did us better than us. But yeah, dude. Shout out
Georgia
Nebraska.
Tech?
Dude, let's give a round of applause for Nebraska, dude.
No.
Successful season.
See, don't do that.
Dog,
Don't do that.
I'm
That's
not even.
facetious. That's being facetious.
No, because I
we
literally-
lost, bro. We just lost.
Yeah,
to
but you
Iowa.
had a successful season. I'm telling you. And listen, I get it. You're zoomed in. But as a
You
person that
ask
gets a step back,
anybody in the state of Nebraska. The
exactly.
players,
That's
the
why you don't
players,
ask
the
them because they're
coaches.
zoomed in. I get it, dude. Nebraska fans go so fucking hard. I love Lincoln. That's amazing. But when you're not
Stay
a
down
part of
till
the
you come
culture
up.
24/7,
Stay down till you come
you're
up.
able to zoom out, get the lens away for a minute. You can look and be like, hey, 6-6 is successful. JP, you said it. Taylor, yeah, I said it. Yeah, you did. And I will still sit here at the end of November and say, congratulations. And next year when you guys go 7-5, I'm going to be fucking stoked. It's going to be awesome. Capital One Bowl. And the next year after that, we're going 8-4. You guys are 5 years away from going whatever that number is, 11-1. By that, yeah.
The Matt Rule resume, we go double digit in year 3.
Well, yeah, but what's 1-2?
It was you're like a 1 or 2 win team in year 1, 6 or 7 win team in year 2, and then double digit.
So you jump 4.
Yeah.
You guys jumped 1 this year.
He exceeded expectation last year.
Yeah. Shout out Matt Rule, dude. And I think it's crazy for Nebraska fans to be like, Rule's not the guy. It's like, can you just fucking put the guns down for a minute? He is a leader. He's got great quotes. He's a good culture guy. Like, that is just blasphemous to have that kind of conversation. Now, we don't go 7-5 next year. We have that conversation.
But Georgia Tech 8 overtimes.
Wow.
Insane.
Kick Georgia out the playoff.
Get him out.
Bro, I know. It was one of those things I wanted Georgia Tech to win just to get them up out of the playoff. But you do look at Georgia's schedule, like they've had a juggernaut of a schedule.
Hey, you know Georgia fans are getting tight too because Ben Jones texted me. He was like, I can't handle the Bussin slander on Georgia. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he showed the celebration of the Georgia Tech guy walking the dog. He goes, you guys out here saying that? I go, you think I run our social media? But I remember when Georgia was like going back to back and we'd be in the locker room. I'd be like, Ben, yo. He's like, yeah, you know the dogs, man. He was just always calm, cool, collected. Kind of like G was with Saban. Just kind of like, all right.
Feels like one of these teams are just going to win it all, bro.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Oregon.
Ohio State. I was going to say probably Ohio State.
Ohio State's losing to whoever they play by double digits.
If you're in that building right now.
Their culture is broken. They are broken. They are dismantled. They could not beat a 6-5 team that can't throw the ball. They are awful. They are so done. Culturally, they have quit on themselves. They've quit on their teams. They are done. They are so over with. They are done.
If you are in that building, this is one of those games you have to throw away the tape as soon as possible because, hey, guys, we're going to get in the playoff and everything we want is still there for us to go get.
That's what a leader of men would say. Unfortunately, they don't have that. No disrespect to Ryan. Just been disrespecting the fuck out of him. I did enjoy our interview we did with him, but truly
he was gracious enough to come and sit with us, knowing you're a Michigan man.
Yeah, truly, and I'm not saying this as a Michigan person. I'm saying this as just an observer of football. He is not a culture builder. He understands how to get guys in the building. He understands how the outside of the gridiron works in college football. When it comes to leading men and developing players, he has proved he cannot do that. That is the truth. That is, bro. I don't know who. It might have been Urban Myer that said this, no, it was actually Nick Saban. Nick Saban said this. You're going to get the 5 stars, and the 5 stars are your outliers. They're your players that no matter what, they're going to be dogs. They are built different. Those are the human beings. Your job as a coach is to get the 2, 3, and 4 stars. And so when they're in year 3 or 4, they play like 5 stars. Ryan Day has had a full coaching cycle to have freshmen turn into seniors, and the development's not there. They went and paid $20 million because the development is not there. He does not develop players. He does not get guys take the next step in their football legacy life. Therefore, he is not a leader of men.
I mean, he's got some guys in the league that are playing pretty well.
He's got some guys in the league that were 5-star guys. Dude, the wide receiver room in Ohio State is insane every single year. Their talent is insane every single year. They're always top 3 in recruiting because they have 15 5-star guys. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying this is the reality.
That's Brian Hartline.
Yeah, Brian Hartline. Great. You know what he should be? The head coach of Ohio State. If it's not Mike Vrabel. But Mike Vrabel's not going to go. We talked to Mike. And by the way, Mike, dude.
We talked to Mike.
Coach
Vrabes.
No, he's Mike now. I texted Michael and after the game and said, you're the only man that can save Columbus. And you know how Mike is. The conversation is going to go how he wants. He said, oh, they played really bad. Appreciate you reaching out. Congratulations. Like, shut up, Mike. Like, just have a little fun. That is so crazy.
He doesn't, Coach Vrabes.
He does not fuck around. If he's not willing to joke, he's not going to joke.
Yeah. He's not into probably the NIL world.
No, he would. But I'll tell you what, Mike Vrabel steps his foot in the door in Columbus, you got a tough ball club in the next 6 months.
If he decides he wants to do something like that, yeah.
Yeah. You as a Michigan fan, you go, fuck. But Hartline, hey, I mess with him. He's a worthy adversary.
Yeah, if you move on from Day, is it like, do you go outside or do you hire internally? Because you do got some good young coaches internally there.
I think you got to go internally. I honestly think if Ryan Day moves on, or if we move on from Ryan Day, it's got to be Brian Hartline.
Ooh, but you also got Chip Kelly in there.
Yeah, but I don't know if
he done.
Yeah.
Right, but politically, he went from head coach at UCLA and made a move to go down to offensive coordinator at Ohio State to potentially look at a long game. Probably that's just my speculation.
No,
that's because
Chip
he
Kelly's
was
coach-
him and
Chip-
UCLA were falling. Their relationship was falling apart, so he got out. He got them before they could get him.
Got
Chip
you.
Kelly coached Ryan Day in college. They've been like tight for a long time. Like Ryan Day was on Chip Kelly's staff in the Eagles. So like they have a relationship that goes way back. That's why Chip came and like kind of went down a step.
But
Dude,
either
college
way, you
football's
still
the
have
best.
somebody in there who's been a head coach in
doubt.
Chip Kelly,
College football's the
and
best.
ultimately he's the one calling the offense.
I mean, yeah, I agree, but I think Brian Hartline's is like one of the few coaches that was there in the Urban Meyer era.
No,
and Ryan
I'm
Day.
with you.
No, I mean, we had to sit down with him, dude.
Yeah,
He's
the
a
man.
dude's dude. He's that guy.
Yeah, he's the man. They got
He-
James Laurinaitis as their linebackers coach. You remember him?
Yeah, oh yeah, I remember him. Remember Dick
Animal.
Long putting him in the ground. DraftKings.
It's DraftKings. Yeah, we'll hit this ad because I think Channing, he's about to show up. But yeah, let's hit DraftKings. Again, speaking of that parlay that your boy won big on. The NFL season is rolling along and the contenders are separating from the pack. The one thing that hasn't changed this season, the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Never
An
does.
official sportsbook partner of the NFL is the number one place to bet touchdowns. By the way, you smacked on the Josh Allen touchdown over the weekend.
Smacked
Delaney
multiple
Walker
times.
hit on the Nick Westbrook touchdown. Willie C did not hold up his end of the bargain with the Amir Abdullah touchdown. Fade to the corner of the end zone. Running backs break through the line and gallop 60 yards to score. We don't care how we get them. We want to bet on touchdowns, and DraftKings is the best place to do it. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. Here's a reason for new customers to do a touchdown dance of their own. When you bet $5, you get $150 in bonus bets if your bet hits. Score big with the DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BUS. That's code BUS for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
I'd like to more football news. You and I were in a big fight in fantasy, and I beat you by 0.14.
Were you watching the game actually unfold?
No.
Do you know how that happened?
No,
So-
but I will say this: I'm now number one in our league.
Yeah, you are. But so last night, I had Christian McCaffrey, you had George Kittle. Your projected was like a 2 points over mine, like before the game started.
Mhm.
So it's like, all right, this is gonna come down to CMC. Hopefully he has a breakout game, and you got George Kittle. So we go, bro. You beat me 115.14 to 115.0. When McCaffrey goes down, when he gets injured in the backfield, just kind of slides down, losing 2 or 3 yards, like that was the game. So if I had 115.2 or 0.3 based on him just having 2 or 3 extra yards, he lost it in that one when he slid and went down, and you get the game.
Dude, I'm so heartbroken for Christian.
I know, man. You see the play too, where it looks like his
Yeah, it looks like the
his
Achilles.
calf
But
just looks like a water balloon blowing up.
I know, and that's what everyone always says is the Achilles. You saw it with Aaron Rodgers, you saw it with Deshaun Watson, like it's the same looking thing. But then Shanahan gets on the post game press conference and he goes, "Oh, it seemed like a PCL. I'm being told PCL."
Oh, that is true. They were talking
Yeah.
about potentially being a knee.
Which
And
either
again,
way,
the
not
slow-mo
great, not
calf thing
great.
could have just been slow-mo stuff.
He like landed right on his kneecap, and I know it's been such a frustrating year for Christian, dude. I feel so bad for him.
I do
with,
too,
with
bro. I hate it for
Achilles
him, man.
tendonitis in both like legs. Like says like I feel like I can't walk. Gets healthy, comes back, starting to look like himself again, and then
Feels brand new.
bro, he's a good dude. He's a
is,
good
and a
man.
hard fucking worker.
Yeah.
So you hate it for him, bro. He almost broke that one too, where they got the ankle tackle on him when
Yeah.
he came to the line of scrimmage. I was like, oh, touchdown! It's I'm thinking like, oh, fantasy.
I think that's the play you got hurt on.
Because
That's
he
the one.
landed on his knee.
Look at the way, just
I
that's
think
such
our boy Channing's here.
yeah, but that's just such a wild way to fall too. Great quad flexibility on him. Look
Yeah.
at that. That's incredible.
We'll get to Channing Crowder, co-host of The Pivot, stand-up comedian.
Boys, before we get into the Channing Crowder episode, we are going to have a little shout out. No free shout out. And that little boy is going to be presented by Sport Clips. Are you? Thank you. Thank you for zooming in on that. That actually helped me a lot. Are you tired of playing the waiting game when you? Okay, come on now, Taylor. When you want to get your hair cut, I feel you. But guess what? Sport Clips has a game-changing feature that on their app called the Haircut Tracker. No more awkwardly sitting in waiting area like a bench player while you watch other people get their haircut. The Haircut Tracker lets you cut to the chase, track real-time wait times, and swoop in right on time for that fresh cut. It's like having a personal assistant for your hair right in your pocket. So grab your phone, download the app, and always know where you stand. Sport Clips. It's a game changer. Now, shout out, no free shout out. I'm going to be quick and easy with it. You see, I put a little hoodie on here. It's warming up when the weather breaks.
It's warming up.
It's just warming up, getting toasty, dude. When you're a little chilly outside, it's a little chilly outside. You walk inside, you think, well, I thought it was gonna be way warmer, but it's actually not as warm. It's actually a little colder in here than it is outside. How's that even working? Is my AC working? But instead, what you do is you run over to your closet, you pick out a nice Bussin' With The Boys hoodie that you bought at store.barstoolsports.com, and you put that thing on, and slowly, just like getting in nice sheets in a cold room when you're about to go to bed, you just start to feel warm and fuzzy inside. That's my shout out.
I like that. Building off of your getting a little brisk, getting a little chilly outside. I've used this one before. This is like an annual shout out, no free shout out. But when you leave your water in your vehicle and the next day you get in, you got some ice cold water sitting there in your passenger seat. That's my shout out, no free shout out. Because again, you get in the truck, I get in my ZR2 Chevy Silverado and I look to the side and I see basically a half full bottle of water, body armor preferably. And you just think to yourself, oh, I can hydrate on the way into work. I can hydrate on the way into whatever you're doing. You got a nice chilled bottle of water waiting for you. And that's my shout out, no free shout out.
And the thing is yeah, it's an annual thing, but always, especially right now, the perfect time to shout that out. Because everyone's going to get in their truck tomorrow morning. They're going to see the water and they're thinking to themselves, oh, that's real nice. Then they're going to pop this episode on and they're going to be like, we all think the same.
Read my mind.
Yeah.
It's like your mind changing throughout the year and you get reminded. Yeah, shout out, no free shout out, getting reminded every year, that one time of the year where something starts to happen for you. We're like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Christmas music season.
Yes.
Water, cold water season.
Yes.
Fake tree season.
Yes, dude. No, dude, no. Not that, dude. Not that. We got to get you a real tree. It's about the smell.
Look, man, the cleanup's easier.
Yeah, listen, I don't need to hear this. We're going to get into this episode. We love you. Get yourself a real tree this year. Give you something your family can just really walk in, see, taste, and smell the Christmas time.
Hey, you know what?
Happy December. We'll see you guys.
You know what?
We'll see you guys.
Hey, you know what?
Next year, shout out for shout out when Will gives the same shout out again in December. Yeah, what's up?
We should get a real tree for the shop.
I know the perfect place. Dude, Santa's Trees in Green Hills. You go there.
Bro.
You say Taylor.
Real tree at the shop? JP knows what I'm talking about.
JP, you know what he's talking about. You get a real tree at the shop. Go to Santa's Trees in Green Hills. Go to Green Hills.
And the shop's kind of nice.
Green Hills. And you just walk over to Green Hills. You park your car. You get out of your Chevy ZR2. You walk in. You tell those boys, hey, I want that mystery meat special Taylor Lewan sent me. They'll know exactly what you're talking about. You're going to get exactly what you want. Big hugs, tiny kisses.
Kind of nice.
Kind of nice. Back to the episode.
Where's he at? Chan. Hey, and what we need to shave your mustache.
You sure? Do we need
Let's
to
shave your mustache now.
Yeah, we have
Let's
to.
do it now.
Before we take a break, I want to say this. I told my daughter Wynn that I had to shave my mustache this weekend. This is not a joke. She cried and pleaded with me. And I told her, I said, sweetie, Daddy made a bet. Daddy's got to make good on his bet. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I had to talk to her for 45 minutes about it.
Sweetheart.
And then she's like, you're going to look so weird. You're going to look so different. I'm like, you're probably right. You are probably right,
again,
sweetheart.
For those who are unaware, Taylor and Jack had a bet for
that I got bullied into.
For Vanderbilt to cover against Tennessee.
I got bullied into it. You can watch the locker room last week. Did I not get bullied into that, low key?
You kind of got bullied.
Yeah.
But it's a bet.
What are we doing? We're going to make a bet. We're going to have a good time. Taylor, I didn't shake the hand. Look at Sherm.
Time out, though. You started to talk crazy about Vanderbilt
down on
Tennessee,
me.
So it's like, all right,
I didn't talk about beating Tennessee. I said covering. And also
cut me off while I was talking.
Because
I'm taking Vandy to cover.
Listen, you can go back and watch the film. There's a reason why you got cut off. Listen, dude, the way you were talking about Tennessee, you were basically saying.
Let me say something.
You were saying how this is exciting, but you're so nervous. This is Vanderbilt's biggest game. This is their Super Bowl. You were talking in circles for minutes to the point where it's like
singular minute.
If this dude who's a massive Tennessee fan is going to be this wishy-washy,
I'm the one who said let's do the bet, and they're crying about it.
I get it, but go back and watch the way you talked. Go back and watch the way you talked. You could tell. You can see the nervousness, the wavering in your voice. And I bet when it was 17-0, you thought this is why I was so nervous.
And then what we do, we cover by 13. Yeah, let's shave it.
You guys did.
Is there any last words?
Don't fucking miss. Go ahead. Okay, actually, give me a second. I got a little loud. Hey, I didn't think I'd have this hard of a time with this. Shave my mustache, bro. 14. Don't look. Will, turn around. I can't let you see this. We're going to Vegas this weekend. Go ahead.
So there's half. I mean,
You gonna suspend next?
Oh, shut up, dude. It ain't that funny. It is not funny.
He works at the gas station.
dude, I think you look handsome.
Come on, shave it.
I think you
Clean it
look
up.
handsome.
I think you do look handsome.
You want applesauce pouch? You want a Go-Gurt? Y'all got Go-Gurt in there?
I think you look handsome.
Taylor, you look good. We need his reaction on camera.
Oh,
Dude, you look good.
I fucking hate it, dude. All right.
Hey, a good man though. Honorable man.
Mustache is better.
Completely different cat.
I swear he's talking differently.
I know. It's like his top lip can't like.
It's been weighed down for too long.
I don't know how to explain it. He looks cute. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
I've never immediately lost respect for somebody after.
Yeah, bro. He cannot tell me to do anything.
Okay, buddy.
Chaney, we're looking for a second host.
You can't have that little baby on no more. When we jump on Will.
Hey, Will, should we have him sit in Taylor's seat? Chaney's in the bathroom, then he's coming.
Go ahead, Shane.
That's wild. Go ahead, get on there. I'll see on the bus.
Oh, I've been on here before. Where am I at?
Get away with the couch.
Woo! Oh, I got a little rotating chair. Hey, I almost got a little budget going, fellas. Man, I appreciate it.
Taylor, show him.
Don't put that head up, 11.
Man, shut up.
When you hit puberty, man, call me. I'll let you know.
That is fucking crazy.
It looks like your top of it has zero feeling.
Does it?
Yeah, like it's just paralyzed.
You don't know how to use the top lip.
It's been weighed down for so long, man. You saw that thing.
You just talk.
I know. I gotta get moving in it.
How do you feel?
I hate it. I hate it.
I do.
It's
too.
crazy. This is. It's just nuts. That
Yeah.
this is kids. This is what happens when you get bullied.
So you don't stand up for yourself.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't stand up for yourself.
Didn't you lose a bet, though?
Yeah, I lost a bet. I'll make sure Jay doesn't have the mic. Does not.
That's the lesson to the kids, though.
Don't let Jack have the mic.
No, pay up your bets.
Yeah, be a man of your word.
Be a man of your word.
Be a man of your word.
We have a gambling show called The Locker Room. As we're bringing up the boys' it's rivalry week. Jack goes to Tennessee. They're playing Vanderbilt. Shut up, Will.
I'm sorry.
Jack goes to Tennessee. Jack went to Tennessee. He's a massive Tennessee fan. So he gets up and he starts talking how Vanderbilt's not going to cover 11. But the way he's talking, it's like they're going to cover. Yo, I'm not going to be able to do this show with y'all if I can't just speak. Jack was all wishy-washy the way he was talking, and I was like, you guys are not going to cover the way you're talking.
And
so we put the mustache in. I didn't want to do it. I get bullied into it. A chant starts happening. Anytime energy starts happening in the room, I get all juiced up. So I said yes. So they got me, dude, and now my lip doesn't work apparently. I can't. The boys can't even look. JP can't even look. JP can't even look at me right now.
I can't, bro.
How the fuck have you been, dude? Florida sucks this year. What's going on?
Florida's terrible. Yeah, we whooped some ass though.
Yeah.
We
You
fucking
guys
beat
are-
LSU. We beat somebody.
Dude, we were saying it before. Florida's honestly not a bad team. Like you guys got whooped by Miami at the very start of the year, but you guys like Lagway, that quarterback. Like you guys aren't a bad team.
Bro, I said it all summer and everybody was giving me hell about it. Why did we start the old dude? Mertz?
Yeah.
I don't even know Mertz. Yeah, wherever my camera is, I don't know you, brother. He's like 26 years old.
Right.
Start the young dude.
see what he has, and then they put Lagway and we start whooping people's asses.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing, man. I hate when you have a young star and they put these old ass dudes in. Oh, like continuity of that. Get your ass out of here. Put the young athletic dude in, and now Lagway's balling, and now Ball, the running back, he can play. So like the futures, and they locked Billy back in, Billy Napier. And so everybody was worried about it, but the
Everybody
thing
was
is
calling
that
for his head middle of the year again.
our freshman and sophomore class is so strong, and that's Billy's classes. So they were saying if Billy was to leave, them dudes would leave. You know, they have an opportunity to leave with their damn transfer portal. So keep Billy and keep that them young boys coming up. And I'm with it now. I'm all in now.
How involved are you with like the program?
I go up there. They have a award in spring named after me, like the Big Hitter Award.
Okay.
Whoever was knocking whoever was knocking
You
the
like
shit,
that, huh?
whoever was knocking the shit out of people. Like
Yeah.
it's not like the best, no playmaking. It's just who
cares?
Who was
got
hitting the
you got
hardest
an
in spring
award.
football?
Yeah, who was breaking off face masks. So
Yeah.
back then when I was real good at football in college, I was breaking face masks. Then I got to the league and Taylor started grabbing my fucking ass and it was curtains. but yeah, and Billy really embraced the alumni. So I go up there. I've been asked in the past to be like a liaison or, almost a recruiting piece and all, but honestly the pay's not good enough. I do okay on this side, as y'all know.
Yeah. Seems like things are going.
I see all these things sitting around in y'all
Have you had a
screens.
Twisted Tea? Have you driven a Chevy? Do you like Lucy? We got a whole bunch of things for you, man. Whatever
I'm a
you
Chevy
need.
dude.
Are you?
I got a Suburban and a Silverado.
There you go. Silverado.
Yeah.
Class, grit,
2020.
dependability.
Yeah, 2020 though. Them
Y'all are
Suburbans
crushing
nice.
it too, though, with the pivot.
We're doing okay, man. We're doing
What you
okay.
mean? That's humble. Y'all are killing it.
Yeah, we're doing good, man, with the Fanatics deal. But it's funny, man. It's I just talked to somebody about this. It's like y'all, Chris Long with the green light. They're doing, and I watch all y'all stuff. I watch all Chris stuff. Wallow and Gilly.
Yeah.
Matt and Stack with all the smoke. Like the guys, I tell people this all the time. The successful pods, we all know each other. It's not no competition. I'm not trying to go to the Hard Twisted Tea and Chevy and be like, hey, no shit. Like everybody's eating.
Right.
Everybody's having.
There's enough ears for everybody.
The successful podcast all know each other, and I'm figuring that out now. We went to Tyson. I can't even say fight. The Tyson Paul event.
Yeah.
We were there and everybody was there and it was the same thing. Like, hey man, what's going on? Oh man, y'all killing it too. We all killing it. And so that's the thing that I'm starting to see now because the podcast was new. Like the podcasting space was new. And now you see people that have years in the business. Everybody's cool and everybody knows each other.
When you were first starting this whole thing out, did you think it was like a kill or be killed situation with other podcasts? Did you feel that competitive drive, like they're different teams in football or something like that?
I never really felt that way. I just want to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like just succeed.
Yeah.
Like, like that in football, you got to win the Super Bowl. If you don't win the Super Bowl, you lose. Everybody goes about it that way. But it's something, and I just got it. And I do like speaking events, and now motherfuckers want to hear you talk. So they'll bring me in keynote speak, and they'll give me $10,000. They're like, yeah, 45 minutes. I'm like, for 10 fucking grand. Bitch, I'll talk for 3 hours for 10 grand. So like my research is listening to rap songs because like I think like those lines will give you something to think about. So Lil Wayne, it was a line, I don't know what song it was. He said I'm racing. I'm not racing, I'm just sprinting. And I thought about it with the podcast space where anytime you see somebody running, you're going to look behind them if they got to be running from something or running against somebody. Mm-hmm. It's a person that can just run as fast as they can for no reason that succeeds. Like when we used to work out and all that shit. Why is this big ass dude out here running around this field back and forth and back and forth? No, it's not for a reason. It's to succeed. So that's the thing I kind of took on. And that's what I think we've been doing before I kind of correlated that line was the same thing. Like, I'm not racing. We're not racing. Pivot's not racing anybody. Mm-hmm. We're just running as fast as we can to be successful.
And like you're saying too, like when you realize like the athletes of podcast space, like successful pods, like you'll go out there, like I'll peek at everybody's stuff and just kind of see like where a standard is and everything else on like whether it's not necessarily the thought process of we got to beat this, but it's like, hey, this is what success looks like in this industry and everything else. So it's like, how can you compare a little bit, take your own stuff, make it your own, and kind of watch and see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like when we got into this thing, you want to, when you knew the logo wasn't going to be there for you anymore, you wanted to figure out what your own transition could be, and you wanted to be successful on your own versus having to go back and like work for the man. And you want it to happen with all your teammates that go in there, because you realize like the stats of being broke, 70-80% go broke within 5 years. It's like you want success for everybody, but now that you see these athletes getting in the podcasting space and being successful and owning your content, like to me, that's just a massive win for all of us.
No, and it's funny you say that because y'all too, ball players. Ryan, Fred, myself, ball players. You know, Wallow and Gilly, cousins. Matt and Stack, ball players. You know what I'm saying? So you get that, you have that same drive, but you have to redirect it somewhere.
For sure.
And that's the thing that I see all the time with guys I play with. Even I was just some guys I played with at college. One dude has fucking emu farm. He has goats.
What's an emu farm? I know what an emu is.
Emu, the big ass birds with the little bitty fucking flippies.
Yeah, the little Tyrannosaurus Rex.
An emu egg goes for $300 a piece, and they mate like 3 times a year and make like 6 eggs. So my buddy was like, "Yeah, bro, I bought some emus." But his football shit went to like farming, and he has goats and cows and all this shit. I was just in South Georgia where we were hunting. I went hunting for Thanksgiving with my family. Took my daughter deer hunting, my son deer hunting. Nothing big walked out, so we ain't shooting nothing. But we did kill some raccoons, and we ate them. Y'all have ate raccoons?
No, I've never ate a raccoon.
Fucking delicious.
What?
Fucking delicious.
Just fry them up?
No. You put them, you cut them up, skin them, clean them, then cut them up, put them with like onions and potatoes and peppers, and then you roast them with foil on top, and you take it off the last hour and let it crisp up. Oh my goodness.
You talking about a trash panda. You talking about something that goes through people's garbage and eats that, ingest that.
See, Taylor, this is what it is. You know there's wild raccoons before we came around and started fucking up wildlife.
You don't say.
So the wild raccoons eat berries and nuts and bird eggs and baby birds and shit, and their meat is clean. I'm not eating a goddamn raccoon.
You're not eating a local raccoon.
The raccoon that gets in y'all's trash in the
raccoon.
back.
You want the rural raccoon.
I want the one that lives life. I want the bitch that knows how to live and survive.
You don't want a domesticated raccoon.
No.
Little fat boy just hanging out at the bottom of the trash barrel.
Sits and waits for you to put your goddamn trash in there on Tuesday morning. I don't want that.
Bastards are everywhere on my house.
You got them?
Yeah, I got everything at my house.
Oh,
I got bobcats, coyotes, raccoons, deer.
I ain't never ate I don't know if we can legally say bobcat or coyote. I might have ate a coyote before.
Might have.
Allegedly.
Just might.
I feel like if you ate a coyote, you would know about that experience. You remember that experience.
Allegedly. He can't.
I don't know how legal it is to eat a damn coyote.
Is the raccoon the biggest thing, the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? They couldn't.
No. I've eaten actually as nasty as fuck as a possum.
Bro,
possums
what are
are
you doing?
Disgusting. It literally tastes like the juice in the bottom of the garbage can. Like that smell you get when you.
Couple questions. What's that taste like, and how do you know what that tastes like?
I don't know, but I smelled it, and then I took a first bite of my possum and was like, "This shit is terrible." Armadillo's okay. Armadillo's soft white meat.
That's just a hard shelled possum, isn't it?
What's that? No, armadillo they eat.
Yeah, but that's like their little cousin. They're the same creature. Look at dude. Armadillos are kind of cute.
They are, and they burrow into the ground, and they eat like roots and shit, and worms and bugs under the ground.
You'll eat anything.
My wife might say so. Yes, and them cute motherfuckers. They don't know how to get a woman. Yeah. Will's wife ain't been happy in years. He want a missionary all day.
Yeah. How is it? Pretty good, huh? Pretty good.
Like that, don't you? Yeah. Breathing hard and shit, sweating down your chin.
Just like laying on yourself after. Pretty good, huh? She's just like, whatever.
He was going to get.
Hey, did you? No. All right, we'll get him next time. Sweetie.
We warming up. Yeah, Wednesday. I got you Saturday.
Oh my god. I'm trying to figure out if I want to say I eat ass on the podcast or not.
You do, man. Go on, say it, man. The body is a canvas to explore.
I've heard from you.
It all.
You're into the nude beaches and shit.
Yeah, I work too damn much now.
You can't
get to the nude beaches.
Yeah, bro, he's into the nude beaches. Him and his wife,
I've
right?
been doing nude beach before. Jamaica.
15
years old.
So You went at 15?
Yeah. I went with my girlfriend's family, and there was a little said nude from here on out. And they were,
But
like,
you
laughing,
guys,
did it.
you guys seek out these resorts and stuff, yeah?
No, well, so we know there's one in there's Miami. Mexico has a bunch of them.
Okay.
And it's not like, it's funny when people say like the nude beach thing, like everybody thinks of this swinger thing where everybody's out there fucking. It's really all natural. Where like people want to tan nude and, you know, all that stuff. And it's the craziest thing is that people out there with their kids.
What?
Folks will have their kids out there.
But kids are clothed, right?
Yeah, the kids are closed. But like, and they're just at a beach and the mom wants to take her top off and all, and the dad's sitting there and it's like, and their daughter's playing in the water and all this shit. And the beach is not that populated, so now it's the best place ever. So you can go really enjoy the beach and not have these fucking weirdos walking around smoking cigarettes and all around you. Yeah. And it's like, it's cool. It's called all natural resorts in Mexico are probably the best ones.
So talk to me. Okay, hypothetical situation.
First question: do
you walk around?
What's up? We don't bring our kids. Yeah, we leave our kids. I try to leave my kids all the time. My son's 4. I tell my wife all the time, why are we bringing him on vacation? He's not going to remember this. I don't remember shit past like 10. Y'all remember like 4 years? Y'all remember at 4 years old?
I do remember my first memory. First memory, I was 3 years old.
You like not a picture, a vivid fucking memory.
Yes.
I have a couple, but they're not the best memories to remember.
Did you have a rough upbringing?
Yeah, you know, at times.
Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri. Small town.
You get your ass whooped?
Yeah. Yeah. My dad and I, we've talked about it.
Hey, so this nude beach.
Goddamn, Will, we done got dark now. Shit.
Is you ever like people excited on the nudes beach? Are they ever like pitching a tent? Like, what do you do for it? You like dig a little hole for it in the sand and turn it over on your stomach? Like, what do you do?
It's literally a beach.
Bro, I know, but you listen.
But
every
you just
man walks
walk
on a beach
around.
and you see a person in a 2-piece and you think, she looks
And
kinda
you
good.
check them out.
Yeah. But then so you think there's no imagination needed.
It's not.
So you just got to roll over, you put it in the sand.
Not really. It's not sexual. Because you sexualize a naked woman.
Channing got one of those white rocks outside of his house. He's got the garage door cracked. He's got the pineapple outside of his house.
No,
Loudon County, Virginia.
We get after it. Yeah. We got after it last night. I'm going to leave town. I'm leaving town for 3 days. She was like, hey, we called the nanny over because I was like, I need some time tonight.
You play which game? Was it the cat coming in the back door?
No, we didn't play the cat coming in the back door last night. What did we do?
What is that? What's the cat coming in the back door?
The oil. You oil up. Yeah. You get the oil and then you put like a shower curtain down on the bed.
What kind of oil are we talking? We talking Diddy oil? We talking?
No, just regular oil.
Regular
CVS or Walgreens.
Yeah.
No. It's baby oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
KY.
Baby oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what the thing is. You know,
Slipping
if
slide.
you need KY to have sex, that means you're not lubing. You're not doing right by the vaginal part.
Sex education, man. This is beautiful. Keep going.
Yeah, you can't just lather up the vaginal area. You
can't do like get the swoops in. You can't be doing none of that.
No, you got to take your time.
Okay.
I heard about the bull, old bull and the young bull on top of the hill.
I have heard this story.
Yes. The young bull wants to sprint down the hill and knock down one cow. Old bull said, just walk down the hill and you can hit them all.
Okay, yeah.
You gotta slowly, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, man, lean into it. Everybody, y'all little hornies wanna, no, man, just slide up in there.
Hey,
you know?
that's me.
Do a little
That's me
bit.
right there.
too, bro.
Yeah.
You just kind of get blind. You're like, hey, what we doing?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. And then like you apologize after. Hey, I'm sorry. I'll get better with time.
Sometimes I apologize while I'm finishing.
You gotta rub a little and then say, you know what, let me go grab a Gatorade.
What?
You gotta, you start it and then be like, I'm thirsty. And then you go, so now the anticipation builds like, oh, what's
leave
gonna
him
happen
one
when he gets
more.
back? Yeah, and now it's the anticipation of the old bull walking down the hill. Y'all ain't doing no real fucking, are y'all?
Look at us.
Especially with that mustache.
Hey, chill.
I know it's hard for me to just like look over when he starts talking. I feel like I got to just look. Whenever I look over at you, I'm just gonna look at the camera and be like, and just pretend that I'm listening.
Yeah, it's hard, man. Not having this mustache is tough because I see JP and Garrett, they're showing each other photos on their phone.
Just
they're
being
giggling
giddy in the back.
And it could literally have nothing to do with me, but because of what just happened, I'm just like in my head, like, I wonder what they're scheming back there. You talking about fucking in ways I've never done. You're essentially opening up a new chapter in my head of variety and ability.
You tease them.
I'm an effort guy.
That's what it is. So with the woman's always the chased. Make yourself the gazelle. Don't always be the cheetah.
Yeah. I feel that.
You see what I'm saying? Make yourself the gazelle.
Just the way this man's talking, you know he's got something going.
Yeah.
Kissing and licking, and then now they getting all going, and then you say, "Hold on, let me go check on the kids."
What? Hey, check on the kids.
Now you're the gazelle. Now you the gazelle.
Do you run and hide?
Now you what's that?
You leave the house, run and hide a little bit,
Just stay out.
have them come chase you.
Let me go check on the kids.
I don't think we ever played. That's like hide and go get it. We played that when I was a kid.
Bro, when I first learned about hide and go get it, it was year 2 or 3 in the league. We're in training camp and we're sitting around the cafeteria table. And the fellas from down south are telling me how they used to play hide and go get it to our hide and go seek. And I'm hearing about hide and go get it, where if you find them, you get to basically like dry hump them for a couple minutes. I'm just thinking, what a nightmare. And I'm looking over at this D lineman. I'm like, was the girl scared whenever you found her? Were they bummed whenever you found her? He'd be like, yeah, but she had to get it.
Yeah. You learned about hide and go get it as a grown man?
As a grown man.
Well, you played hide and go get it?
24 years
As a
old, I learned about
child.
hide and go get it.
As a child, you played that.
That's what it's made for kids.
Yeah.
I think that's
That's not made for kids. I'll tell you what.
I think that's the
game.
I'll tell you what the Whites do. We play a game called Doctor. You play Doctor?
Hang on.
That's you just sit in a room kind of uncomfortable. You're like 6 years old with a nose, and you're like, "Can I see it?"
What?
And they're like, "Okay," and you kind of just like pull your pants down, just kind of.
This is the first time I'm hearing about Doctor.
You never heard about Doctor?
You just pulled.
We played hide and go seek or freeze tag.
Yeah, I'm talking about your sexual curiosity as a child.
The cultured version of hide and go seek is hide and go get it.
You never played Doctor? You never played Doctor?
No.
There's probably a lot of people who have played Doctor.
Listen, y'all never lived.
Well, you play house. I know. Yeah, I like Doctor. I like this game. I tell my, no man, it was you know what I would take in high school. So I was when I started balling in high school, they like a lot of people do now with the NILs and all that's known.
Yeah.
But what they do is they find these dudes in the hood that balled and they move them out to the suburbs, and they'd help their parents get houses in the suburbs and all that stuff. So we moved out to the suburbs.
Who helped you move out to the suburbs? Florida?
No. This is fuck, bro. This is middle school.
Oh, okay. And the high school coaches are
The high school coaches are trying to get their feeder
district. Gotcha.
programs. So I moved out to the suburbs, Roswell and Georgia, and I started hanging with the white boys. And they had something. Y'all play what's it called? 7 minutes.
7 minutes in heaven.
And you go in the
Hell
closet.
yes. Yeah.
And so the first time, I remember the girl's name. I won't say it. She had this big fucking house. And like, this is the first time I'm seeing these mansions. So I'm going out and I'm seeing these fucking mansions. And I'm going to these parties with Mike Cullen, Daniel Bruner, Chris Reeves. I remember all my buddies. And they were like 7 minutes in heaven. And it was something you like, some cup game or you spin the bottle.
Spin the bottle.
Like that.
Spin the bottle. 7 minutes in the closet.
You and the girl go in the closet. So they were like, they're trying to tell me like 7 minutes in heaven. Like heaven. Okay. So then when I get up, and that fucking bottle turns to me, I'm like, we got action. Go in the closet. And I'm like, shit. Pull the dick out. Like, what we doing? It's like, what's going on? I said, shit, what's going on? We got 7 minutes, goddammit. Let's do something. Like, I didn't know. Nothing happened in that time. But I was not privy to the rules of 7 minutes in heaven. And it is a very different situation on different sides of culture. Of heaven is where y'all want to tongue kiss, because even white boys tongue kiss in the club. Yeah. Hey, bro, I made out with her. I'm like,
he's not wrong.
I'm like, what happened? Bro, I made out.
A passionate make out though.
See the girl in the red dress? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, Taylor. I made out with her for like 3 minutes, bro. Like, you just kissed her for 3 minutes? Yeah, bro, it's fucking awesome. I'm like, why? Like, what? Your dick got hard, now you're just sitting around. Like,
getting mad.
What's the point of this makeout session that's going on? So,
how are you supposed to close the deal at the bar?
How you supposed to go? It's time to go.
No, man.
It's time to go. As a kid, at the bar, you talking about as a grown up?
I'm talking about the situation we're talking about. You're at the club because
You at the club.
What you're saying, that it was me. 100%. You get to make out.
Hey, bro.
That denim starts attacking you a little bit, but it feels kind of nice, but a little bit dangerous at the same time. Press it against her leg,
you know,
and then you're just hoping to God she says yes later.
That's why y'all bitches get mono. I don't know the percentages, but the mono rate in white people are way higher than black people.
We
don't get mono because y'all motherfuckers love to kiss. Nah, bitch, get what me. Hey, what you doing? You look good. Well, shit, I got the little spot right here down the road. Leave. Our buddies knew if we leave, it's not we got a woman and we're leaving to do. We all knew it. Hey man, if I need the keys, hey man, throw me the keys. I got one. Okay, here you go, brother. We'll find a way home. Y'all ain't got no goddamn game, man.
No, hey,
y'all kiss all
just
night.
the scenario you're talking about though, like one of your boys meets a girl and they leave. I'm like, man, I can't believe you just leave the boys like that. I'd be upset.
What?
Like, come on, bro. It's what the boys tonight.
Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
You know what?
We get mono. They have kids.
You know what? With that comment for Taylor, I recently one of my
they got a problem 9 months later. We got mono for
we got mono for a couple of weeks.
Kiss on people. That night was way better for us, and y'all want to kiss a bitch forever.
Man, fastest way to get canceled right there.
I have a white buddy, and he's about to get married. He had his bachelor party. He's like, hey, I'm taking some days off. One of my 17 jobs. He was like, hey, he's one of our producers. Hey, I'm taking days off. I have a bachelor party. I'm like, shit, bro, where you going? I'm thinking it's gonna be Vegas, or DR, or what. No, we're going to the mountains of Tennessee, me and 8 of my buddies, and we have this big house, and we're gonna like drink.
I've been on one of those bachelor parties down in Gatlinburg. We had a great time. Whitewater rafting.
Yeah, was it fun?
Yeah, it was a fun time. Rode go-karts. Yeah, we rode go-karts, ate some pancakes. A lot of good pancakes.
Slept in a little bit too, didn't you? Yeah, got the weekend.
Made some breakfast together. How'd you sleep last night?
Great.
So you and
came back refueled.
Yeah, somebody gets drunk enough, you try like writing on their face, shave their head or something. Yeah, bro.
Hey, shoes are on, boys. He's fair game. He's fair game. That's good, wholesome fun right there.
So 5 days of 10 men eating pancakes and go-kart riding is the celebration of marriage. Y'all fuckers are retarded.
Where y'all go?
You don't think that's fun time? You wouldn't go to the mountains with us and hang out?
No, bro, they're going to the DR.
We're going to do something fun.
What do you mean? That's fun. Hanging out with the fellas?
It's 8 of us in here. So now we get on the plane and we fly.
I want people to notice who are listening. He double counted that.
We fly to the mountain. Yeah, I had to make sure it was 5. I was like 5, 3, 7, 8. We fly to the mountains and then we just all just talk. Like after
go see some nature.
Yeah, dude.
Look
watching.
At birds.
You want to go bird watching with the boys?
The boys.
Get in a tree stand.
Like, hey,
one of us hunting. Are we hunting or are we just sitting?
Who knows? Hey,
rubbing on each other?
You can do whatever you want. 72 hours.
And I already know y'all like to make out. I'm not kissing y'all. Y'all get liquored up.
See.
Hey, Chan, and bitch.
Get liquored up. Hey, if Taylor loses his bet, you guys got to kiss.
Y'all want to make bets? No, man, we ain't doing none of that. Yeah, it's different cultures.
Yeah, different culture.
It's very different cultures, and I've learned that as a grown man now. That y'all grew up a little different.
Yeah,
and I bounce off both sides. Football made me bounce off both sides.
Yeah, you had fun with that.
I did.
Yeah,
I did. I enjoyed it. It was funny, like seeing how the white boys talk to their moms and dads, and y'all cuss them out. Fuck you! Get out of my goddamn room and all that stuff. Like that was weird to me. But
those are the crazy white boys. I don't think I was ever
like you. But y'all had,
man, you're getting a shot at the title. You start cussing out the parents.
We heard earlier. Your dad was whooping your ass. What's your dad's name?
Bill Compton.
I need to meet Bill.
William Earl Compton Jr.
Bill's
you love Bill.
Bill's down to fighting weight right now.
Bill tighten the bitch up. I like people that tighten the bitch up.
You ready?
Yeah.
Bill 365 days ago was a thick boy, a little bowling ball rolling around. Now
he's lost like 70 pounds. Yeah,
looks good.
Yeah,
looks real good.
I tell all the little young men coming up, the teenagers, I like, if you want to just see what you got, I'll fight you. No guns or knives.
You still?
Chan is a country boy, bro.
For real.
That's what you're supposed to do. Like my son, he's 13, and I tell him all the time. I have a 4-year-old too, and I tell my 13, my 4, he doesn't know. He's crazy. But my 13, I'm like, hey, whenever you feel as if you're a man, like you can take me, like we need to go in the yard. We're not stabbing each other or nothing. Like we need to grab each other.
We need to grab each other. We just wrestling around, or we closing fists.
We need to wrestle. We need to close fists. Like whatever you want to do, you got to do it. Me and my dad did it. Like you have to, at some point with your sons, you have to like, y'all have to physically have an altercation, and then it is what it is.
Mine would end pretty quickly. My old man would be the exact same way. He'd stand over me and say, "You ever wanted to shot the title? Please
go get it,"
and then blow me a kiss and say, "Don't hesitate." And I'll be, "Hey,
have you tried him?"
No.
Even
I mean, I would
now,
roll
you're
him
a
now.
grown man.
I'm not disrespecting you right now, Bill. He kind of knows that, but
not disrespect him, but lock up.
Well, not anymore. I'd probably hurt him.
Yeah, but strategically, if I'm your 13-year-old son, I'm waiting for you to get him on him. I'm waiting for you to fall into one of those situations where you're a little down in the dumps.
I got IBS now. So he catch me on that toilet one morning, he gonna whoop my ass. IBS tightened me up.
You ever see Bam Margera? You ever watch that show back in the day?
Oh, what's the crazy?
He was one of the jackass guys. But he would always catch his dad in the toilet and just go in and slap the shit out of him and leave all the time.
Chan go get
Those
Chan
are the
can
white
get me
boys
like
he's
that.
talking about.
Yeah.
We grew up watching.
That's really Jackass's fault, is creating us, creating me.
That's what happened.
Yeah, those
Jackass
types of
got y'all
people.
going.
Yeah, you start joking around too much.
Yeah.
And it becomes that.
I got in trouble
There's
with a
Bam.
white boy.
Punching his dad. Or doing something to his dad. I don't know what he's doing.
Shoving stuff in his face.
Yeah.
So you got in trouble with a white boy?
Yeah, man. He got a PA system on his truck. And so we rode around, then we got some red and white lights, flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got in this truck with a PA system, and we did this in the front of the windshield, and would talk like people over, blah, 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 and we'd pull people over and just drive away. And they thought I had to drive along with the cops because they caught us. And that's like impersonating an officer. That shit's a felony.
Yeah.
And we just fucking off like we're just bored.
You had no idea it was a felony.
No idea. And then once they pulled us over from doing it, that was like 16, 17. And then I was like, damn, Daniel, what the fuck you trying to, bro?
Damn, Daniel.
Back at it again with the white vans. But I'm like, damn, yeah, I'm the trouble here. You know, they're not gonna look at you funny. I'm the one that started this shit. Yeah, I got in trouble with the white boys back in the day.
We interrupt this episode to bring you Game Time. Football season is here, and we can't wait to get out some games this fall with the help of Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You boys know how much we love Game Time. Now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. The Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Go look at the SEC Championship Texas, Georgia this weekend. And again, pull up the Game Time Picks deal for great seats at incredible prices. You pull up your chosen event, you turn on the GT Pick setting at the top of the screen and browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? Go buy those SEC tickets now. Tickets now available with Game Time Picks.
You talked about when you were getting good at football, they'd all of a sudden you'd be in the nice suburb and stuff like that. How much money did Florida give you to go there?
Fred talked about it on the show.
Fred was very
guys both
honest.
Florida boys.
There were
how many stars, dude? Was there a star system back when you played?
Yeah.
How many were you?
4.
Okay, that's enough to get paid.
So what happened was I was at a terrible ass school, North Springs High School. Like Usher, Raymond went there, Raven Simone. It was a performing arts and a math magnet school. So I got varsity blues my freshman year. So I went out to the school. I'm talking about Roswell High School. And remember varsity blues where they would let the black kid run the ball all the way down and get to the 10-yard line, like the white kid running in?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you in that end zone.
Exact same thing happened to me. Swear to God. In high school, and because I played corner on varsity, but I played running back on the freshman team. And I had something crazy, 350 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. It was a dude named Meyer who actually passed in the military. And I used to go over his house all the time. Rich white dude. And it wasn't anything on Meyer, but he had like 60 yards and 5 touchdowns. Whenever we got inside, my only touchdown was like a 60-yard run. Because I had to break.
You had to do it yourself, yeah.
I had to break to get the touchdown. If we ever got in the red zone, they'd start passing it to these white dudes. After the game, my mom was like, I'm not gonna let this happen anymore. we got to transfer. The only school in the area that we lived in was North Springs High School, and they had a black head coach. And that's the reason I went to North Springs. And like after a while, I found like I found out it was like this performing arts beautiful school. I had to pass a math and science test and shit to get in it. And I'm bright. All the school's not hard to me, but I had to pass these tests to get in. So got into that school, but I was the biggest thing there. No one's ever been to the NFL from there other than me. And so I'm in this performing arts school, and I'm playing well, I'm balling, but we're playing these other little bitty ass schools, and it's just like this, I think I had like a Fulton County junior year, had like the Fulton County rushing record and played linebacker and all. And then remember when they used to do Nike elite camps?
Yeah.
That was our time, the Nike elite camp. There was one at UGA. And my coach was like, hey, you should go to this Nike elite camp. And Buster Davis was there. Couple of Ricardo Hurley, South Carolina. Remember Ricardo? Mm-hmm. It was some dog ass. You remember Ricardo Hurley? Yes. It was some dog, and Ricardo was crazy. I got a crazy Ricardo story too. I'll tell you later. So it was those dudes there, and and this is 9th grade year. This is 10th grade year, whatever. So I see what they become. So I'm there and I ball out. And then that's when, so it's at UGA. So that's when Rick was the head coach, Van Gorder was DC, Van Hallinger was a weight coach, all these dudes, I still remember them. And then they offered me. So I had like SMU and Jacksonville State. I had these little bitty bullshit offers. Not bullshit offers, sorry. Just lower schools.
SMU about to make the playoff.
Congratulations. I'm saying like SMU came around, you know what I'm saying? So, but then Georgia offered me, and I would say 3 days later, I had like 100 scholarship offers.
Really?
No shit.
And once they see, because those coaches, bro, it's like football is a copycat league. That recruiting shit is copycat.
Usually one or two big ones.
Once you get a big one, the other schools are like, why the fuck do they want him? And so they start doing their research and whatever. Right. They're like, oh, if you're going to Michigan, Ohio State has to offer you now because now they're right, and they start doing it. So I had all them damn offers. So I actually committed to Georgia. I was committed to Georgia for like let me go back. I was going between Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina State with Chuck Amato, and their boosters are very friendly. North Carolina States are. And then, so it was between Georgia and Florida. And so then Spurrier decides to go coach the Commanders now. I'm getting used to the name change. And so as soon as Spurrier leaves Florida, who recruited me for 2 years, I commit to Georgia for like 3 weeks. And I'm in Atlanta. It's a 45-minute drive. So I'm driving up to Athens every weekend. Friday, I'm going up to Athens, hanging out with Boss Bailey and Tony Gilbert and all them boys. I'm going to be a Bulldog. Spurrier gets the job. I love Charlie Strong. I went to South Carolina, visited South Carolina. I love Charlie Strong, but I don't think Columbia, South Carolina is a place for a black man to be, because as I was there, I felt uncomfortable. So I'm like, Chuck, I love you to death, man. Very smart dude. Just like the way he communicates is amazing. And so then I committed to Georgia. Then now Zook fucks around and hires Charlie Strong as the DC of Florida. And I still had one visit to Florida. I had my last visit to Florida, but once
you take an official
Spurrier left. No, I had one official left, and it was scheduled to go to Florida.
Okay.
But once Spurrier left, I was like, fuck, and I just committed to Georgia. And I'm going up to Georgia for like 3 weekends in a row. I'm going up to Georgia just hanging out. And then Zook gets the job, and he starts recruiting me. And I love, like, Zook's a good dude. Zook's a good recruiter. But I'm like, I'm going to go to Georgia. And then he hires Charlie Strong as the DC. And Charlie calls me. He was like, Chan, you still got one more visit. Just come down here, eat some stone crab, eat some steak. Like, just enjoy yourself. Come on down. I said, cool. Went down to Florida. There were some handshakes.
Expensive handshakes?
There were some handshakes, Taylor. My mom had a Mitsubishi Diamante when we went down. 3 weeks later, she had a Explorer. Friends of the program, as they call it. And it was what it was. And so we're driving back to
Did you ever get any cash? Atlanta. Like Fred's like, hey, he had like, what was it, 50 grand or 250 grand?
It's the craziest thing. It's so funny because I just don't want to. I got way more money from other schools, but I
NC
loved
State?
Charlie Strong. NC State they were very gifting.
Yeah.
Now,
Those Big Ten
when you don't go to
schools,
NC State and they gifted you that much, do they ask for it back?
They don't ask for it back. You know who asked for it back? Or the agents that gave you money in college,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't sign with them. That's what I had a problem when I got in the league with. Were the agents that were, that would come to Gainesville and just hang out. I don't know if it was like that where y'all, but like in Gainesville, the agents would come or have runners.
Right.
In Gainesville ain't but three clubs on a Saturday night that like the players are gonna go to. They got the little fucking duck offs, the little mono bars that y'all go to.
Yeah.
But like the real party
holes in the wall.
the hole in the wall, that's what y'all call
Yeah.
it, where y'all share beer mugs and shit.
Yep.
But in Gainesville, it was like 3 or 4 clubs that all the players were gonna go to. So they would have runners go there, and then they talk to you in the bar. They have a section, they buy bottles for you, and they give you all this stuff, and they just like get your number and kind of like make you comfortable. So there were 2 agents. One of them passed actually, but there were 2 agents that were and so what's going on? Let me get his number. Okay, well,
Drew Rosenhaus?
It's a Saturday night. Actually, me and Drew don't get along.
What?
I interviewed Drew. I don't like arrogance. Like I like cool. Like I like sitting around bullshit.
Right.
Like I don't like the arrogance of Drew Rosenhaus, his brother. Like we're cool. We talk when we see each other, but I would never when I met Drew the first time. Me and my mom met with him. And as soon as he walked out the room, I was like, me and my mom looked at each other like, nah, like that's not my type person.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna do whatever. Like it was all about him. It wasn't like you can do this, you can be this. I'm gonna help you do that. Drew's about what he's gonna do for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the commodity of what my creation is gonna build for you, bitch. You not out here in these big motherfuckers. You not out here wrestling big bitches like you. Like bitch, you. Bitch, me, I'm the one out here hitting fucking Derrick Henrys and shit. You know what I'm saying? He just talked about himself so much. So me and Drew didn't get along, but I had two agents after I signed. Joel Siegel was my agent my whole career. Joe, Michael Vick's agent. He has a bunch of great guys, Mosses and all them. So I signed with Joe, but I had some guys. I was like in my 2nd or 3rd year, so I saw them again, and they were like, hey, bro, should I let you like 100? I was like, man, appreciate it.
A $100,000 during the agent recruiting process?
Yeah, or throughout the time, like that
your
last
senior
year
year,
at Florida. Yeah, my senior. Fuck, I was a sophomore.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna stay at school as long as y'all bitches. That school. They were arresting my ass every 6 months. They were roping. I went to Alachua County Jail 3 times.
Doing what? Impersonating officers?
No. This is even worse. Just whooping ass. And not even starting it. The frat boys are what got me.
They are a problem.
And they get all together and there's 50 of them. And now they feel tough because it's 50 of them. But I knew if you knock out 4 or 5 bitches quick, the other 45 are going to be like, I don't want to be in his situation.
Yeah.
So as only thing, in Florida, if you look at my record, I got felony assault charges and all this. It was guys with a big group of people that would feel empowered to go and try. Mm-hmm. You're the big dude on campus.
Black dude, yeah.
Let's go try the big black dude with braids and tattoos and Did you just call me a bitch? And I'd hit him in the face and he'd fall down and his buddy run up and then he'd fall down and then the other 48 would look at their friends and they'd run away. And I get arrested for assault. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's the one that started this all. And that's the conversation I had with Ron Zook and Charlie Strong. What the fuck are you doing, Channing? The dude called me a bitch. I punched him in the face, coach. He fell down. Well, his jaw's broken. That's not my fault he didn't drink milk when he was a baby. That's his fault he didn't drink milk when he was a baby. And that's all my assault. All my charges were just fighting like frats or like big, drunk groups of guy fights. And I would be the main one in the middle just swinging. And then now the cops are looking at you. Oh, the big light-skinned dude, he's the one charged. I didn't start this shit. I just whooped some ass and
finished it.
Yeah, finished it. And now I'm on papers. When I got to the league, when I got drafted by the Dolphins, I still was on probation.
And when you got drafted, this was after your junior year?
Sophomore year.
Red shirt sophomore year.
A gray shirt. That's shaky.
So you went to the league after your sophomore year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was shaky.
Nice, you really like that, huh?
Yeah.
I could run. Like, I was 245, running the 4.5, and and I would
bend.
I mean, good for you, bro. I mean, leaving after your third year is big time.
Crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't football. No, I'm saying, but football was so easy until the league. That's why high school was cake. Like
what was your rookie year?
05. I got drafted 05. And then Mel Kiper told me I was going first round. Oh, we talked about it before. First round, Green Bay at 20. New England run the Patriots won the Super Bowl the year before that. So New England at 32 at the latest. And I was guaranteed $8 million. So I went and got $1 million credit line. And spent 300 and something thousand from January when I declared until the draft. And then once I dropped the third round and got the $500,000 signing bonus, I was like, yeah, never mind about that credit line. And Lords of London were like, no, that's not how credit lines work, sir. You have to pay us back. Fuck you.
So that whole signing bonus had to go.
Oh no.
Yeah, about pretty much. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say 370. So my signing bonus after tax was like 588. So yeah, most of my signing bonus.
So you were a problem.
Well, what?
Yeah, he was a problem.
No,
He
it
absolutely
was a
problem.
character. They pegged me as a character guy. They were like, he's a character guy. He's been arrested a number of times. He's gonna be a problem. So I was I was an All-American. But they dropped to the third round, and all these raggedy ass, like Odell Thurman went for him. Odell could play ball. Like Lofa Tatupu went before. Like, I remember dudes that could fucking play ball. They were 6 or 7 guys before me. Not 3 or 4 guys before me that got drafted, and I was like, this bitch ain't better than me. But they were.
Yeah, All-American boys.
Call it up there. Oh man, how you doing, Coach?
So you would say you're not a character. You would say you should be labeled as a character guy. After
I
a
shouldn't have been.
How long has this podcast been, Mitch?
43 minutes.
So after 43 minutes of telling us all the things you told us,
I'm a character dude.
You're
the character
charismatic
label. Assault charges, being in jail, spinning a credit line right before the. I mean.
It's not. But think about that.
And you're in a safe place. I was characterized as that too.
You're doing great now.
I had an assault case that got figured out my rookie year from college.
That's the crazy thing. But I don't know the details of it. But it's
same thing as you.
It's bullshit. It's you are gonna call a grown man a bitch and think there's no repercussions of this.
I feel
came
you
down.
there.
I'll tell you. And I came down from Atlanta to Florida, and I know now because now I've coached in high school and all. Florida dudes would be like, yeah, you bitch. And they talk shit back and forth.
Right.
In Atlanta, if you call me a bitch, we have to fight.
Figure it out, yeah.
Like I said, even lock up. Like nowadays, they shoot and stab people. Like people are crazy nowadays. But back then, when I was with the Dolphins, Randy McMichael went to Georgia. Remember the tight end?
Mm-hmm.
We were both Georgia boys. And it was Florida-Georgia week. And we were talking shit to each other. And we just talking shit all week. And at some point, Randy was like, man, shut the fuck up. And I was like, man, fuck you, bitch. And when I said it, I was like, fuck. We have to fight now. And Randy turned around. And this is Wednesday 7 a.m. in the morning. And me and Randy rolled around on the ground, fought. Through time now, I found out I lost. Because I thought it was a tie.
You thought it was a tie. If you ever think it's a tie in a fight, you lost. That is crazy.
And everybody's told me, if you're the guy that says a tie,
hey, we tied, right? It's like, nope, you just said you lost.
My thought was he was bleeding, his lip was bleeding, and my lip was bleeding. But now I'm hearing it from, Ronnie Brown and different teammates. They were like, man, Randy was wearing your ass out. And we fought. You know what we did later after practice? So we went to practice. We still mad and shit. We go to one-on-one drills, pass coverage, and I'm fucking holding him, trying to twist him around.
Yeah.
After practice, we went to Eden, which is a strip club down the road from the Dolphin facility. We went to Eden. We took us a couple shots. We drank a couple beers. And we went home, and that was the end of it. It lasted for 12 hours.
It's beautiful.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's not like
if I'm
that.
a GM, I'm still thinking like, okay, he could have some character
This
issues.
dude's a little... Is that character issue? Or
Yes.
is that fucking manhood?
No.
I think it's a little bit. It could be a space for both.
Is that manhood?
If somebody calls you a bitch. If somebody called me a bitch, I'd be like, all right. Like,
Oh, now?
no.
You could call me any fucking word in the book. I'm
Wow.
going to walk away, tell you. But like back then at 22, 21,
yeah.
you're not calling me a bitch.
Hey, you were
Just a
around.
bitch?
If you say the word bitch, we're going to touch each other.
And there's no other words out there that would affect you the way bitch does.
It's some phrases that can affect, but just that word bitch. When I was 20, if you call me a bitch, we're touching each other. And if you call me a bitch and you're riding away on the bus, Now it's on site.
Oh, so
Next time I
just,
see you,
Yeah.
I got to touch you.
are you gonna tell him, or are you just gonna walk up and start swinging?
I tell everybody, yeah, we got to fight. We got to fight. Yeah, I don't want to sneak anybody. I walk up. I've actually, this might help some little kids out there. It might help some kids. So recently, probably I don't say recently, last 8 years, we still go. Me and my wife still party. I don't know if y'all are old curmudgeons, but we still get in the streets. Me and my wife party. We go to South Beach. We go to all the clubs.
I'm an old curmudgeon then. if
Birthday
that's the
parties.
standard,
Like
yeah.
we go out. We go to the strip club. Like we hang out. Me and my wife hang out. And the little jitterbugs, they get going. People get drunk or they whatever drugs in their system, inebriated with something, and they get a little antsy, and they start arguing at you. I'll calmly start tying my shoes. Like if you get all mad and you're sitting there and you're talking shit and your boys are on your back, I'll be like, no, wait 2 seconds. And I'll just calmly start tying my shoes and they'll be like, what the fuck you doing? I was like, no, we'll get after it. Hold on, let me just get ready. They don't, it blows their mind. Like he's getting ready to fight. This isn't emotional. And I won't have I'll just be like, no, let me tie up. I was like, let me tie up, man. Let me take my watch off and then we'll fight. And it's diffused probably 20 fights that I was about to get in over the last 8 years. Because then they have to think about it like, what the fuck does he know that I don't know? If he's tying his shoes and taking his jewelry off calmly, and I'm this emotional, he's about to choke the shit out of me. And I was. And they walk away and they yell over their buddy's shoulder. And I'm like, okay, buddy, have a good one, man.
Let me ask you a hypothetical.
I hope the kids out there.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
Kids, if you're going to fight somebody, tie your shoes first.
Calmly tie your shoes and tell them,
right.
hold on 2 seconds. Let me get ready.
It'll help diffuse the situation.
It diffuses the situation, but it also makes them think about he has to know something because I'm fighting off emotion and he's fighting off knowledge.
And not necessarily know something, but you're also thinking like, this is a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's handling himself
He
this calmly.
enjoys this. And I enjoy fighting.
He wants blood.
Like we just
Sounds
talking about
like
earlier,
it.
like with the lockup. I love lockups. Like if y'all were like, hey, let's go wrestle, I'd be like, okay, shit, we can go. Like, let's go wrestle.
Will was just saying before the podcast how he's been wanting to wrestle
He
somebody.
wanted to lock
lately.
up.
He's
We
been
can
wanting-
lock up. Like we'll lock up and see. You might dump my ass. I might dump your ass. And then
I think Will's got you. He can wrestle. He's
not
from
with
Missouri.
them fucking Reeboks on. Them little goddamn pedal pushers. Man, he should drive a tuk.
Hey,
These
He
are
should
nice,
drive a
bro. What you
tuk-tuk.
talking about?
Y'all know what a tuk-tuk is?
No, I do
that
not know
little
what a
bike
tuk-
with the basket in the back that people ride around festivals on.
Dude, I've been wanting to ask the whole time you talked about Florida and then going in the draft at what, 04 you said?
5.
So were you around during that documentary, that Cat, The Year of the Bull?
Yeah. TC, Torrance Charles?
Yeah.
That's my ace. Yeah.
What is this?
That's my
What
dude.
is this?
So they made like this documentary because he went to Miami of Northwestern, and the Miami of Northwestern culture is absolutely fucking crazy. Like they're fighting their coaches, like
Yep.
it's they're an incredible football team. But these coaches, they'd be fighting in
They'd
practice.
fight the kids.
It'd be halftime if they were down or if it was close or anything. The coaches are in there and they're slapping the shit out of all the kids, like in the shower. But I remember watching The Year of the Bull, this cat TC, because he ended up committing to Coach Zook.
Yeah.
Because Coach Zook was at Illinois at the time when I was getting
Yep.
recruited. And it was like, I'm watching this cat, so you play with him.
Yeah, no, Torrance was good. They should have they tried to make him play linebacker. They should have put him at DN off bat. He's a way
Because
better
he was like
DN.
one of the highest recruits coming out, right?
I think TC had 30 sacks his senior year, something crazy. But he wasn't the biggest guy, so they tried to put him at like off the ball backer, which I think was a mistake for him.
At Florida?
At Florida, yeah.
Okay.
But TC could play.
'Cause I was
TC
curious what happened
was
to
built
him.
like a grown ass man. And then the lot of them guys, the discipline of it. So a lot of guys at Florida, we had so many great athletes, but the discipline of those guys that come from some schools, like you can even see it where the guys
That is crazy.
The guys from Bowls
Nuts. Just sprints out of nowhere.
and jumps on him. I know that coach. I see him to this day.
What is he doing?
He's building culture.
These kids fight back?
He's teaching them a lesson.
Yeah,
What lesson is he teaching?
If you say something crazy to me, I'm gonna choke the shit out you. I don't know.
It's different down there, bro.
He should have tied his shoes first.
Yeah, no.
Reacting
TC
like
could
that.
play. Me and TC had a lot of we won a lot of fights together. But he didn't pan out. Now he's like he's huge now. He's muscular. He's like a personal trainer. He's still in Miami. Yeah.
Bro.
And we had some dogs in that whole.
Well, yeah, bro. I feel like
Urban's crew was Zook's recruits. 608, those championship teams. Yeah. Chris Leak won the 06 championship. Tebow was a gadget guy.
And they didn't even give Chris Leak a lot of credit in that documentary, bro.
No,
He threw a beautiful ball.
Are you talking about Swamp?
The Swamp, yeah. The Florida Gators one.
That documentary was so disappointing.
It was
disappointing.
bad.
Especially all the trouble that happened too. They didn't cover none of that. Chris Leak was just like, he was just a moment in that documentary. And you're right. Like, he was the man.
He was the monster. So me and Chris came in together. He was the offensive freshman of the year. I was defensive freshman of the year, and one of them damn whatever. I don't know. I did something.
He's a freshman All-American or something.
All that shit. So we did something. We used to do like these little tours together and just be the two little hey, we have good players here. And it was me and Chris doing all that stuff as freshmen. But Chris was the dog. But all those guys, the Jarvis Mosses and the Marcus Thomases, the Ray McDonalds, all them dudes that went to the league, those were Zook recruits. Urban inherited a hell of a roster. Then Urban brought in Tebow and put some damn structure around it, and that's where Urban started winning championships. And then, if you look, when Urban didn't have those guys, he had to recruit his own guys. Now his heart started hurting him. Think about it now. You remember the story? Y'all remember what happened?
Remember.
Now the bitch couldn't win no more.
Go hang out with his family.
His heart hurt. And then he went to Ohio State. Yeah, because
with a lot of good recruits.
He wanted to go get another batch of great recruits. Urban ain't dumb. Urban's just look at him. There we go. Oh, I ain't got no 5 stars. Yeah, my heart's murmuring. Bitch, your heart ain't murmuring nothing.
Big fan of Urban.
Urban's a good coach. I think he's a terrible recruiter.
What would you learn from your teammates that were still at Florida when you're in the league and because I'm assuming like you still have relationships with guys because you're still learning about that Florida Gator team that was the Florida Gators back in the late 2000s.
Yeah, I left because Zook left. That was one of the reasons I went early as a gray shirt sophomore. So I got arrested 3 times in my first 2 years. So the last time I got arrested was my worst one. That was the felony charges. And Urban ended up getting the job. They fired Zook with like 4 games left in the season. And Zook, remember y'all don't remember, fuck. We beat Florida State. So we went to Florida State and beat Florida State on Bobby Bowden Memorial Night, whatever, and we carried Zook off the field and all that shit. So we played in the Peach Bowl that year, and Zook left because Urban was already hired throughout that whole stretch. So Charlie Strong was the head coach of the Peach Bowl that year, went to Atlanta. And throughout, like between the last game and the bowl game, I'm partying still. I used to go. I used to party. I was out every night, every single night.
Shouldn't have been a character. Yeah, you shouldn't have been labeled a character guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
You've proved the haters wrong.
I'm a guy of the community. and the female race.
Yeah.
So y'all are misogynistic. I like everybody to enjoy life, and I want to give my body and my time to everyone.
Yeah.
No, but and so I got a call from, I forget the area code. It was like a Thursday night. 761. Call my cell phone. We're at my apartment. We're partying. And the phone called me 4 or 5 times over and over again. So I finally pick up and I'm mad. I'm like, man, hey, what's up? Who is this? And they were like, hey, this is Coach Anderson from Utah. Because that's where Urban came from. He was at Utah with Alex Smith and them and all that shit. He was like, this is Coach Anderson from Utah. And, Urban Myer got the job and he wants to, and I'm already thinking about leaving. I already talked to agents like we talked about. I already, I've allegedly made it take some money from different people. So I'm thinking about leaving. And then they call and I pick up and he's like, hey, this is Coach Anderson. Coach Meyer got the job. He'd like to talk to you. I was like, yeah, put him on the phone. First thing he ever said to me, I said, hello. He said, hey, this is Coach Meyer. I said, what's up, Coach? He said, yeah, I heard, you getting some trouble, and we're not going to deal with that when I get down there. We need good leaders. We need good structure. And I'm thinking, like, the first time you ever talk to me, you're going to reprimand me? I've never seen Urban Myer before. This is before Urban was what Urban is now. Urban Myer was a D2 coach that luckily got the Florida job. First thing he said was, yeah, I hear you get in a lot of trouble. And I'm not going to deal with that when I get down there. I said, all due respect, Coach, this ain't the way you talk to me. And I hear the phone shuffle. And then Coach Anderson picks the phone back up and says, okay, we'll see you soon.
No shit.
And that's when I said, I called my mom the next morning. I was like, I'm going to the league. I was like, after this Peach Bowl, I'm going to play Miami. We play Miami. Miami beat the shit out of us. Devin Hester went crazy. I think Frank went crazy too. I know Devin went crazy. And I told my mom, like, I'm leaving. I was like, I'm going to declare. And if you look, we played the Peach Bowl on New Year's Day, whatever. I declared on the 3rd. And I'm like, I can't play for a dude like that. Then these bitches going to win national championship next year.
God. How sick were you? How sick?
Because you know too, like when they're making the run, he's like, I wouldn't mind if they maybe just drop one.
Drop one.
Yeah,
like I want them to go far because it's my alma mater, but they can't win the NAC.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm out there. I go to the game because I know everybody on the team. I go out there to Arizona. Ted Ginn and me and TG are boys because he got drafted to the Dolphins. Teddy Ginn gets hurt on the first play of that national championship game, Ohio State out there, and I'm sitting right on the sideline watching the motherfuckers win the national championship.
God, part of you sick, huh?
That was that, and the year I retired, I had a workout scheduled with the Seahawks. So I went to New England, worked out. I had a Buffalo workout and a Seahawk workout. And then after the New England workout, my wife was pregnant. I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna hang it up for you. I didn't plan on retiring. I was like, I'm gonna chill for a year. And then the Seahawks won the Super Bowl the next year.
Hold on, you thought you should sit out for a year and hang out?
I was really
and then come back to the league?
But I already had guaranteed. I had guaranteed because it was after the lockout year.
Yeah.
So they cut me when we came back from the lockout. What was that, 10?
Yeah.
I was in college.
But yeah, I think it was 2010.
You little fucking puppy. Look at his mustache. But we
God damn it. I thought we got past it.
Well, we came back from the lockout.
He was in college too.
Yeah, you little bitches.
Either way, I remember that the lockout year was 2010.
Yeah. Okay, so 10 lockout year.
Sophomore in college. Go ahead.
That was okay. So in that year, if you had knowing the lockout was going to come, you would backload your contract. So I backloaded my contract. So I took some money off my signing bonus, put it in the end to guarantee. So 3-year deal, good money up front, low second year, high third year, guaranteed. Because if it lock out, you still want to get paid. So when they cut me, I already had guaranteed money.
And this is the Dolphins, right? When they cut you?
Dolphins, yeah. Okay. So they already have guaranteed money, and they were like, hey, you want to take a pay cut? I was like, I'm not taking anything under what y'all guarantee me because I already took it off the front end.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, well, we need the money we're moving. I was like, well, you do what you want to, Jeff Ireland. You kiss my ass. I'm not taking any more money. You already owe me this. So it's like, okay. So I already got a check that year. So I'm like, to your point, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just get these checks. I'm gonna work out a little bit. It was my first son who's 13 now.
Mm-hmm.
I was little Chan, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just chill out for this year, work out, get healthy, get everything back, and I'm gonna go back and play. And that was after the New England workout. Yeah, New England had Buffalo set up in Seahawks, and then the Seahawks won the next year. And then, but shit, it was probably after I said I'm gonna take a year off. It was 3 weeks later. I remember where I was sitting on the couch in my house, and it was like a Wednesday morning, and I just felt like there was no pressure on me because I was a guy. I learned under Zach Thomas and Junior Seau of the fucking like anal fucking film study. Like when I open my eyes in the morning, I think of like, okay, 12 personnel. If the tight end motion's over, not yo-yo. If he just goes straight over, that has to be a run. But if he yo-yos, they'll pass because they want to. Like I used to think about like all these little intricacies
in it.
And I was sitting there on a Wednesday morning, drinking coffee. My son was crawling around in the fucking little pads, little fences, little dog fences you put your kids in.
Yeah. And
I'm sitting there, and I'm just at a calm place, and I was like, man, fuck this football shit. I was like, my like the mental, like I didn't know how much pressure was football put on me until it stopped.
Isn't that interesting? Like my last few years, like when I was out, it's like when I got cut from the Saints and got an injury settlement, and I'm seeing the last team I had played for was the Titans, and you're seeing the Titans kind of in it. That was when your guys' 9-7 year. But at first, the way you guys started the season, you're like watching these games unfold, and you're just thinking, "Fuck, thank God I don't have to be in those team meetings."
Oh, you're talking about when you just 19, right?
Yeah, 2019. When you just start to taste like just the other side of it a little bit, and then you just start to like, man, this stress is fucking different from when you're operating every day, playing football every day, and you've been doing it your entire life.
It's interesting. It's interesting when you like get out of the game for a little bit and you see guys in the way they operate and the way you can see the way they're viewing the world. And you're saying to yourself, man, if you just zoomed out a little bit, you would realize that what you're solely focused on right now is not that big of a deal.
I mean, I remember even our conversations
all the time.
About it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was very much like you were explaining. Like I was 100% ball all the time. Right. And I would be stressed. I would know I was stressed. But even watching it now, like going and watching warm-ups before a game, it's like, I can't believe I played. I cannot, like, it seems like a
See, the
completely
hits that
different
happen,
world.
you're like, fuck.
Like, Jesus Christ. You see Trevor Lawrence yesterday get hit the way he did. I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I was playing, I'm fighting that guy immediately. I'm getting ejected from that game.
Yeah.
And then I think back, I sit back and look at my two kids. I'm like, but I'm on the couch chilling. Like that. Like, you feel the moment where you're like, I don't got to do nothing. Like, nothing's got to happen here. Like, I'm just living my life now. It's just crazy. The war that you're in.
The war's won, but the mental side of it, of like they say the 1% of 1% shit.
Mm.
You don't know you're that because you were always that.
Right. You can say it. Like, you can say the words. People say, oh, hey, you're 1%, 1%. You're like, yeah. But it never registers the fact that you're doing what they're saying you are.
Because we were good in high school. We got scholarships. When we got to school, we were good. Like, it was no fight. Like, we worked hard, but it was no fight. You get to the league and you're starting. You're playing. Oh, this is life.
Mm.
And but the mental side of it, like, that's the craziest shit to me, is when that day sitting down and I did not think about an offensive line. I didn't think about when they run the power, that off guard is going to be a little wider than, so I'm trying to read this fucking triangle. I would wake up thinking about the triangle. Both guards to fullback, both guard. Like, fuck that shit.
Yeah,
I don't
how
want
to
to look at a goddamn fullback again.
You logging it, you strong arming it. Like, how are you gonna?
Do I front side this
How's the
power, or
linebacker
do I
playing off
stay
of
in
this
the
on this
back
play?
A? Like, that shit, and it used to just wear on my fucking mind. And I was sitting on a Wednesday morning. I remember Lil Chan was right there. TV was there. My wife was in the bedroom taking a shower or something. And I said, "Fuck this football, man. This is what I want to do." And that's when it was it.
Man,
You're just thinking, I don't need this shit anymore.
Yeah. Well, the contracts didn't hurt. Yeah. If I ain't hit that second contract, I'd have still been out there running around.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, basically run down on kickoff. Yeah. But then, yeah, I hit that second contract, got me a little.
What was your first move when you were retired? Because obviously the pivot to podcasting stuff doesn't happen till years after. Like, how'd your transition go when you were first transitioning out of the league? 'Cause a lot of guys struggle.
Yeah. I think the media side was easy for me, because my last couple years they asked me to do a radio show. So on Monday night I do an hour, and Friday night I do an hour on like this radio show, and it'd be remote. It'd be, honestly, the first one was at Hooters. They were like, "Come to Hooters, talk about football for an hour, and we'll give you $1,000." I was like, "Fuck, this is great."
When?
All I'm doing is paying for the meal. I'm gonna drink, have a good time. You know. I wasn't even married back then. I was like, shit, might grab me something. We good to go.
Got this little place around the corner right there. No, we don't got to kiss.
Don't got to kiss.
Don't even got to kiss.
Let's go.
I'm not a kisser, but no. So I did that, and then Channel 6 News down there, they used to record me talking shit to the media, and they call it Crowder's Corner. So they would like edit it. And they just said, when all the media walked in, I just make fun of everybody walking in, make fun of all the beat writers, make fun of everybody.
Just roast everybody.
And just roast people as they walk in, and they edit, they cut out the cuss words, and they play it as the credits ran on the news. And they asked the Dolphins could they do it, and the Dolphins were like, okay. So then when my retirement was announced, the radio station I still work for to this day, 560 WQAM, Odyssey station. I went to like CBS, and a bunch of people bought it, but it's Odyssey now. And they were like, "Hey, would you want to do a show?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll do anything." Guy that does the play-by-play for the Panthers now, the color for the Panthers, Steve Goldstein, he had to pick between radio and TV, and they asked me like, "You want to do your show?" So everything's just like God. And I don't know how religious y'all are or whatever, but God just lined it up. And it was like, hey, do radio. And I think the radio led into the podcasting. And then I did the local TV shit for the, like we can all do the Dolphins, Dolphins and Titans, post games, pre games, little local stuff. So I did that, and then led into podcasting. And then it was just cake. And then, my wife's in the real estate, buying houses and doing all that shit. And it's just like, yeah.
So fairly smooth.
Yeah.
Was
there a moment of like identity crisis at all? Like your whole life you've been a football player? And even with the transition, even seeing, okay, I see that there's a path for me to find some sort of like, this is my new me. Was there ever that transition of being like, hey, I'm leaving something behind that I've had forever?
Not really. I figured, to that question, Taylor, I figured out, I never thought about football in the fashion that people think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people, like talking to Fred and Ryan and them boys, talking to some guy, they were like, I want to be a Hall of Famer. I want to lead the league in tackles. I want to do this, do that. every single game I played in, on the bus, on away games, and in my truck on home games, I would think about how much money I'm about to make that afternoon. Swear to God, from my rookie year, I remember I made $17,800 a game my rookie year after taxes. And I would drive in and I'd be like, listen, go out here and hit some bitches hard. And they're about to give you $18,000. Then you get to your bigger contracts and it's $100,000 a game, $200,000. And I'm like, they're about to pay you $200,000 to go out here and tackle these bitches. Bro, go out here and
bro, we would not have gotten along. I'm just telling you, we would not have gotten along.
Yeah, we need more buy-in, more sacrifice.
It was a lot. And bro, but the funny thing is that through Junior Seau, who was the first guy in the building, I would be the first guy in the building. Monday through Friday, you could never beat me to the facility. I was the first one there working out by myself before team workouts. And then Zach was an afternoon guy. After practice, film watcher. I would sit right there with Zach. I'd be in the facility for 14, 15 hours. I would put the work in, but I wasn't trying to be the greatest football player ever. I thought it was crazy that they're paying me this kind of money to go out here and hit people. And I'm like, bro, go get this check.
I love that.
I do like that spin at the end.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, go get this check. And I would do the work to do it, but I'm going to go out here. And it was I never thought about Hall of Fame. I don't know the linebackers in the Hall of Fame. I don't, like Zach, my man, he would know. Carlos Dansby would know. Brandon Marshall would know. They would know like that they're number 3 in tackles or number 3 in receptions or number 3 in interceptions in the linebacker. So if they can get to 2, then they would know that shit throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
They'd be like, Crowder, where
keeping
you at?
tabs on everybody.
I led the Dolphin in tackles one year. I think my second year. It was early my second or third year. I led the Dolphin in tackles. And when they told me, I was like, huh? Like, yeah, man, 140 tackles. I was like, oh, yeah, Zach was hurt. I beat Zach because he got hurt. Oh, okay, shit. There we go. Congratulations. Y'all bitches just paid me $3 million. Let me get this check.
I love that perspective.
Yeah, it was really just, it was I joke, like my joking way of saying it is I played in the NFL like I worked at Walgreens. You know how people work at Walgreens? They wait for their first and 15th check?
Yeah.
Like I would do all the work to be good in football, but it was really like I worked at Walgreens. How much y'all about to pay me this month? Shit. How many? Y'all need some tackles? Y'all want me to stop this run? I'm gonna stop the run. If you put me on that tight end, he gonna catch the ball because I can't cover that bitch. But if y'all want me to stop this run, I'll stop this run. They had me cover Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates and them. I go tell the coach before the game, Coach, this slot formation, Antonio Gates is gonna catch the ball.
If we don't check something.
No, I tell him. No, what you talking about? I say, y'all, we running the corners over. And now I'm going to be on Antonio Gates because they're going to flare that fucking fullback. And I got to take Antonio, and he's going to catch the ball. Well, you got to get low and inside and all that bullshit they tell you. I said, Coach.
Slice to 7.
You kiss my ass. This bitch is about to catch this ball. And they go catch the ball. And I go to the sideline and say, Coach, I told your ass he can catch this fucking ball. He's good.
What'd they say after?
Hey,
how do you coach that?
We're trying to tell you how to cover it.
Yeah. They want to leverage inside and slide and cut to 7 and then, watch his hip and put your hand low on his back. And bitch, this is Tony fucking Gonzalez, bitch. You get out there and cover him, Paul Pasqualoni. That was one of the coaches wouldn't listen to me. Paul Pasqualoni, dumbass. Coach, fuck this defense. Because my mom, I'm from Atlanta. We played Tony in Atlanta. And I'm watching. That's when Tony went to Atlanta. Coach, do not make me cover Tony Gonzalez. I got 60 people in the stands. Well, we're going to run slot and we're going to run the corners over right here, bitch. And that's going to put me on Tony Gonzalez. Do not do it. It's a fucking waste of time. This bitch had 7 catches for 80 yards in the first half. Something stupid. And I went halftime and snapped. I said, bitch, I told you. I said, if you call that defense, I'm about to switch. I'm going to go play Will. And whoever was the Will, I think it was Derek Paul. I'm going to put him at Mike. I'm going to play Will. I'm not getting embarrassed like this on this guy.
At halftime, you said it to the coach?
I told him. I said, if you
know Zach Thomas was sitting there like, fuck.
No, Zach, it wasn't Zach at the time. It might have been
come on, bro. Just fucking, it's one route out of this formation.
No, because if Zach wasn't the Mike, if Zach was
so many routes he can run.
Yeah.
I learned it from Zach because Zach used to tell coaches, this shit doesn't work. He used to line up. He used to see the formation. Zach's like Rain Man. Zach would see it. What if they motion back, coach? What if they go trips with the bunch? And he would say sit, and coaches couldn't answer his question. And so I started learning like football like that. Like,
right.
Well, we don't need to draw. We don't need to draw
yeah.
shit up. Like, let's talk football.
I would hear guys bitching and complaining all the time in the locker room about stuff. The next year they'd be gone.
Yeah.
Those guys that were the loudest about this shit don't work.
Well,
You will be gone next year,
They paid
friend.
money when they're a
They
little
cut my
kids.
ass.
Yes.
I started bitching after they gave me my money. Fuck that shit, coach. Fuck you, coach. I ain't coming that bitch no more.
Hey, bro.
But they ain't paid me till after Zach left. So Zach got traded to KC first in Dallas. Yeah, Zach went KC Dallas, and that's when they paid me to play middle and brought Carlos Dansby in to play Will.
I love Chan, bro.
Dude, that fucking thought process. It's actually a beautiful thought process because it seems way less stressful than what I was going through.
Right.
Like I would keep tabs on all the other tackles that were like in the same realm at those years. And if they gave up a sack in my head, I'd be like, good. More for me. Good.
You
I'm
care.
just in
Dudes that I liked, dudes that I considered friends. I'd be like, I love them. But they gave up a sack, I'd be like, I look better now.
Yeah.
Like this is the war. You're playing an individual battle and a team battle. And I was all about like looking at the stats, looking at all that stuff. Like you said, your boys were. That's how I was.
It's funny. I tell the story about Marshawn Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
When he was at Buffalo, I go to Buffalo. He come pick me from the hotel. We go to Toronto, go to the strip club, eat, have a good
You
time.
are something else, man.
When he came to Miami, I pick him up. We go to Tootsie's, hang out, bullshit. We go to the game. We go warm up, do all our shit. We come out the game, whatever. He warming up, I'm warming up, walk to the center field, we dap each other up. Hey man, I'm gonna whoop your ass today. He'd be like, bro, you ain't gonna tackle me. Fuck you. And we'd go out there and battle for 4 quarters. Then after the game, we'd hug. Hey man, we play y'all in 3 weeks, man. I think we get up to about 2. Shit, call me, give me the schedule. And we just it wasn't
crazy.
like guys like you don't understand that.
No,
It was
guys like
just
me do not understand.
I'm literally
that.
in fight or flight every day of my career.
Every day.
I really like people I played against were like
I would see dudes.
Take it easy,
I would
big
see
dog,
dudes like you walking through the locker room with that carefree attitude. Oh, I'm going to go do this. I think to myself, how the fuck are they going to go to? Like we would land in Miami to play Miami, and there'd be a bus full of guys going to Tootsie's.
Yeah,
and I think to myself, how the fuck are they going to go do something like that? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
This is ball.
I bought a $700 car, an old Cutlass, one time before a game, like Saturday before a game, just because the guys in the locker room were like, everybody's trying to show out, driving in these fucking Maseratis and all that shit. So I went into the hood and I bought this old ass Cutlass and the brakes were shot, so I couldn't go more than 35 down the turnpike. So I just got in the slow lane, put on the hazard lights, and just rode 35 because if you go up 35, the brakes wouldn't work and I'd hit something. And I drove it all the way to the stadium just to sit it up front in front of everybody's Maseratis and Escalades and shit. Like I was like, I don't want to say it was a joke because I did work hard.
Yeah, but it was also Walgreens.
It's a job, man.
Yeah, like I said, it's a beautiful mindset.
It's a fucking job. Yeah, this dude gets $382 minus taxes every 2 weeks. We get $382,000 every 2 weeks. But you still got to come to work, do what your boss says, and grind.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have left after 3 years in Nebraska, fall to the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Think about picking up $700 cars on the way to the game.
Yeah, well, your hips weren't real quick.
Exactly. I'm never on a contract where I'm like, hey, coach, we shouldn't run this call because I can't cover Tony Gonzalez. It's like, you better fucking figure it out.
You better cover Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
You better fucking cover him.
You got to be honest with people sometimes.
You were saying college football is easy for you to get to the NFL. Was it hard when you get to the NFL because of just the NFL's harder, or was it just what was so difficult about it? Because you brought it up a couple of times.
Oh, just the players.
Just everyone's just good.
Man, I remember Chris Chambers?
No.
The receiver Chris Chambers played for Miami. It was the first guy that I remember early in OTAs. He was receiver, played for the Dolphins. I think he went to Wisconsin. And I turned to cover a crossing route. And when I turned to cover it, I saw the quarterback release it. And so I'm thinking okay, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? I turned over this shoulder to cover him going this way. And I put my hand up. And all I saw was nuts and dick in my face.
Your happy
And I
place.
look up, and Chris had like a 40-inch vertical. And it was the first time I've ever seen somebody jump that high when I got to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, how could I ever stop this ball from getting
Yeah.
received? This bitch is 12 feet in the
Can I
air.
stop this ball from getting
Like I was,
received?
you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, what the fuck
Yeah,
technique?
just that the wording is so
Can
funny.
you teach me to stop this? And swear to God, when I turned and I just saw legs and dick, I was like, what in the fuck have I got myself into? That was the thing, man. Jonathan Ogden,
Dog.
he talked
yeah,
to
he
me
was a
during
monster.
plays. When I played
Yeah,
him
you
the
said that
first
last time you're on.
He talked to me during plays, like watching Randy Moss, LaDainian Tomlinson 06. Like, it was times when, like I say, it's funny I talk about Antonio Gates and Tony Gonzalez in them because I just, at Mike, you're always around the tight ends. Man, it's just, that goddamn Chiefs line with Willie Rofe and Will Shields and all them. Bro, Steve Hutchinson, the big white boy.
Yeah, always mad about something.
They were so good at football. And I was like, I'm not this good at this game. Can y'all please
Priest
give me
Holmes?
20,000? Priest.
That was when they took
when
like
Priest was old and
money.
Larry. Remember Larry?
He just quietly, can you please just give me 20,000 as you're transitioning something else?
I'm just thinking of that team. That was a
Give
team
me
that
this
like
check.
legitimately just took a week off. Dick Vermeil just gave them a week off because they were like undefeated,
Bro, it was.
and they would have like hat day on their walkthroughs
Yeah.
and everything.
And that was the thing. Remember Vernon Carey from UM? One of my first time, he threw me into the chain link fence on the side of Dolphin feet. Like I blitzed off the edge, and they were running a zone that way. So he was already headed that way, and they were on the right hash. And he caught me, and I'm just, I'm in college mode. Just I'm faster than you. That bitch caught me in the air, and he walked me 20 yards, and then threw me into the chain link fence like my third practice. And I was like, fuck. But the difference. In high school, I was one of the best athletes on the field at all times. College, I was one of the best athletes on the field at all times. I got to the NFL. I was, out of 22, I might have been top 8, 10. And that was the difference. Them motherfuckers are good.
Still pretty damn good.
Still pretty good.
Yeah,
Still
like
pretty good.
I could
What's
play,
wa-
but
What's wild to me about the NFL is figuring out that not everybody is that good. Like every team has 4 or 5 guys that are elite, and then usually the starters are really good. But the 2s and 3s, the drop off is insane.
oh yeah.
It's crazy. That because you think of the NFL, you think everybody is so good, and then there's a huge difference, a huge talent gap between the 1s and even the 2s.
Yeah, that's what you see with teams like the whole injury thing. When teams like,
Yeah.
this roster's loaded. No, this roster's top heavy.
Yeah,
And you have dogs, but if they sprain
those
an ankle,
dogs. Yeah,
they got
I mean, look at the Niners.
the Niners right now. They got
Dog.
the shit beat out of them.
Yeah,
by the
they
field.
got
I know.
injuries all over the
Dogs.
how about
place,
Josh
bro.
Allen, dude?
Bro,
I mean, it might be his year
Yeah.
Maybe,
if he can get over the curse of beating the Chiefs in the.
which I think he will. I don't think the Chiefs are going
And
to.
it's over. Just like that.
I'm just
I cannot,
saying,
this
bro, you
fucking
look at-
guy, man, just won't get out of his own way.
The
Chiefs are, I think, done this year. I mean, they're a great team. I just don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl this year.
done.
You see the Eagles out there. You see the Lions, bro.
I know.
You see the
I
Bills.
know. But it's him.
I can't wait to see that.
It's his fault.
The
This is his
Eagles
fault.
Lions?
Eagles, Lions, and FC Championship game.
The physicality in that
Hey,
game.
give me the Lions.
I like the Lions
I
too.
like the Lions.
Yeah,
I love their culture. I love their attitude. I love the way they process everything. I love their offensive line, how gritty and mean they are. I fuck with the Lions.
all this cute shit swung. So all these cute motherfucking coaches, all the McDaniels and guys I'm friends with, McVay, and the McFleur, the Shanahan, that Kyle Shanahan
O'Connell.
tree. They show the fucking picture every time you watch it on TV. They show all of them with
with Washington.
Commanders.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
You want that name back? You want that old name back?
I don't want it back, but it's fucking.
You don't
stuck
want it
in my
back?
head. I don't know, man. This is 2024. People fuck with you. Some people want to be called different names and the pronouns. I struggle with this.
Let's
I'm
get
a
into
country
that.
bitch.
You want to dive into that? Go ahead. Jump on in,
I don't
Channing.
want to dive into
Yeah.
it. But do you see the teams that are successful are the ones that kick ass?
Yeah, the teams take on the culture of their head coach.
But the ones that start fucking people up are the teams that are good. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. But the Lions, the Eagles, all that somebody can just fucking come downhill and just whoop your ass. You can't deal with that
over
no
and
more.
over.
It was just like back when we played.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I played and when y'all played, because you've made it perfectly clear that I'm way older than y'all.
You're very old.
Back when we played, we ran the fucking power 18 times a game. You had
Beautiful.
to we call it checking your oil.
Mhm.
That's what happened. You had to check their fucking oil.
Find out how hot it
Find
was.
out if they really want
Yeah.
this
The
goddamn.
How bad they want
the
it.
Ravens.
The Ravens do it. Think about it. The AFC.
the Packers. And now you're talking about LaFleur, like the Packers are a physical team too.
He has a physical
Josh,
ball club. It's a physical
Josh
ball club.
Jacobs, he's third in the league in rushing.
Jacobs run, but they run that wide zone.
Hey,
shit.
let me tell you something about that zone. That shit can be just as defeating as a power if you run it that consistently.
Yeah.
It is, because I went from the power gap scheme playbook like my first 4 years. And then after that, we went to like that zone, everyone kind of running at a 45-degree angle, and you'll find the hole somewhere. And I was like the most resistant to it. That was when I was probably the most vocal about this shit is not working.
Wow.
I went to an OTA's practice and guys went inside 4 or 5 times getting TFLs. And I was like, this shit's stupid. We should not do this. If you have an offensive line that can run that, that is the best offense. It will fucking ruin you. Yes.
I used to love playing these zones with backer because it's set. You just have to read the guy in front of you. If he gets hooked, you go fast. If he gets
as long as you got somebody setting the edge to where it can't get outside.
But you have to have somebody set the edge.
Back.
You can't have somebody get displaced in the front end, and you can't have somebody get cut off on the back end.
Yeah.
That's why there's so much room for error. With gap scheme, it's ABC gap.
Boom,
like
boom,
that's what
boom.
you do. You go in to out. Inside zone, same thing. Like you have a structure of where everything's going to go. When it comes to outside zone, dude, it could be anywhere. It could go off the tight end slash block at the end and just cut right off that. Like that's what's so great about that offense. I love it. I hated it, and now I love it. But power is where you find out if you're a man.
That's check your oil.
Yeah,
I do have, speaking of checking your oil and running the football and playing great defense, I do have my annual all-white roster dropping this week.
Yeah, is your all-white roster, it's this year?
Yeah,
it's a new year every year.
Yeah, it's a new year, bro.
I mean, we got last night. You saw Cooper DeJean.
But you can't turn over. It can't be a lot of turnover.
Yeah, you got to play smart football. And we got some good milk in this rookie class. You look at Cooper DeJean, Riley Moss really showing himself as a DB.
Riley Moss.
Blankenship in the back end, Harrison
Blankenship.
I'm just saying, bro.
You think any goddamn person ever said, hey, coach, I don't know if I'm open. Blankenship's on me.
They're going to play some quality zone defense.
Special team.
Hard nose.
You got.
Man, when you told me this shit, I was like, when you text me, I was like, it can't be year to year because the turnover is not that good for your side.
Well, listen, do you want to hear my roster?
Let me hear it.
All right.
This is
quarterback.
You got some quarterbacks.
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen.
Yep.
Making a repeat, coming back on the squad.
Got him.
2 years
Running
in a row.
back.
Congratulations.
Christian McCaffrey.
He just got hurt.
Listen, this is
you're
assuming
frail.
you're assuming full health.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey.
Just saying his body,
Second year in a row.
Yeah, I think
he's very talented. His body's frail.
James Conner, I think, is on the fence. His middle name's Earl.
No,
so I think you can look at that.
James Red, he light skinned.
James Earl Conner, fullback Patrick Ricard, Alec Ingold. You saw the special on Alec
Ingold's black.
You saw the special on him the other night. He don't say the word. Both of his adoptive parents are white. If you saw the special, you know he's with us.
So is it heritage or is it adopted? If I get adopted by white people, what am I white?
Could be.
Patrick Ricard. Still got Patrick Ricard.
Could be. If you want it, it's yours.
Tight end. Brock Bowers.
Boom.
Trey McBride. George Kittle. Travis Kelce.
Kelsey. Y'all got some tight ends.
Tackles. We're taking Jordan Mailata. He's from
Called
Australia.
Called him.
He's from Australia and played rugby.
Rugby. Australia's probably the most white country.
Lane Johnson.
You got Lane.
Center. We got all of them.
Yeah.
Pick one.
When I looked at interior line, y'all holding it down.
Guard Chris Lindstrom and Kevin Zeitler.
Browns.
Yeah, Browns. Joe Tooney, Quentin Nelson, Will Fries from the Colts.
No, y'all got that
wide
interior
receiver,
line. Okay.
Lad McConkey,
Boom.
Cooper Kupp,
Oh.
Alec Pierce, Luke McCaffrey, Drake London.
No.
He kind of seems
We'll
like he
take
can
Drake
skate
London.
our way.
London,
Puka
England.
Nacua.
So y'all just go. So can we have the Polynesians?
I think we got Puka Nacua. So you can have the other one. Interior D line.
So
Interior D line.
So you have everybody.
Zach Saylor, Braden Fisk, Harrison Phillips. You call JJ Watt. I'm sure you can get a couple good snaps out of him.
You just
The
go
Edge.
scream out the names.
The Edge. Aiden Hutchinson, TJ Watt, Trey Hendrickson, leads the league in sacks. Nick Bosa, Max Crosby. Check out the Bosa
Crosby's
brother.
the baddest
Put
thing.
Lamar Jackson in the back.
Now,
in the
hey,
backfield.
you might have a case to get Crosby.
Crosby's black.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Tries to be.
Oh, he got a little edge to him.
he does.
He got a little something to him.
Yeah.
Did you say Ladd? Somebody's name is Ladd.
Ladd McConkey.
Slot receiver.
Chargers.
Played at Georgia.
Little itty
Linebacker.
bitty white boy.
Breaks him off. Breaks him
Linebacker.
off.
Logan Wilson. Robert Spillane. Peyton Wilson. Jack
Spillane.
Campbell. Jack Gibbons.
Spillane.
Yeah, Spillane. Spleezy. Check out
Don't
Spillane.
give him a nickname because
Third and one.
no one needs a nickname.
3rd and 1, 2020.
Safety.
Derrick Henry through the middle. Who's there? Robert Spillane.
Yeah,
Cracked his ass.
popped him.
Got a stinger. Yeah, he was out for a couple plays, but he came back. And he loves football.
He loves football.
He loves football.
Safety. Reed Blankenship.
Hey, man, y'all need to put
Harrison
together.
Smith.
Y'all
Christian
play
McCaffrey.
Do they play table tennis?
Cornerback. Cooper DeJean.Riley Moss. Ethan Bonner.
Now, what you should be thinking to yourself is
Ethan Bonner.
Yeah, practice squad guy.
He's locking it down.
Jen,
He's going to do something.
He's locking down
do
Jamar
enough.
Chase.
We're playing zone. You're rushing 3. You're dropping 8. And
You're
this year-
rushing 3?
and
yeah,
you're dropping
the whole
8.
game.
Dude, imagine. Are
You
you,
gotta
going
know
to
who
be able
you're
to
playing.
block TJ Watt?
No, I'm going to run draws with Derrick Henry and goddamn Saquon Barkley.
Saquon's light skin too, though. There's an argument there. He's light skin also. So we're not going to take Saquon off the board.
I follow y'all. You know I watch it all.
Who's your roster?
Hold on.
The rest of the NFL that actually play good football.
All right, who's your center? Who's your punter? Who's your kicker?
Who's our punter? The guy from the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have a black punter.
Okay.
All the other Pro Bowlers at every other position.
Kicker.
Name one.
Where you at getting 3 points?
Kicker. Well, we're going for it because we have all the black people.
or just have the punter.
What's that?
You have the punter chip on
Listen, we'll miss field goals. We'll beat your white team by 80 points.
my gosh,
the
bro.
line is at 45.5.
Hey, and I'll tell you this too, Chan.
So he has Ladd McConkey and I have Jamar Chase.
We dropped 8. I mean, bro.
4 underneath, 4 deep.
Coaches.
And you're
they
thinking-
got Tomlin.
and if
Damn.
you- and if
Tomlin's
you
a
think
good
about-
coach. That's a good head coach.
We do have some good coaches, though. I think the question is, do we have to abide by the Rooney Rule?
What's the Rooney Rule?
We don't need you. We don't need you. We got Mike Tomlin. Just who y'all want.
And if you got 2,
Who would y'all take?
Think-
Harbaugh?
A whole litter of them. We got them all.
and if you
Probably
think,
Harbaugh.
No,
though. Probably Harbaugh.
No, we
Probably
got Aaron Glenn will be our DC.
Chan, if you
We got
put,
some hellified coaches now too.
if you put some parameters on it, a couple weeks to prepare, I think that plays in our favor.
It doesn't.
You guys are going to be, the problem with y'all is y'all are going to have too many guys to choose from. People are going to be
No, we're
bitching.
not.
Everybody that comes in our room, they're going to know
No,
exactly what to do.
we're
where
Happy,
they're going.
lucky to be
Yeah,
there.
yeah, guys,
Happy to be
we
there.
all know why we're here. Let's
Right.
get to preparing. You
So-
guys are going to be
hey,
arguing.
No, and
You see-
Supply is low.
no,
Demand is
because-
high.
You see Malik
But
Neighbors after
then
the game
you're-
blaming other people.
No, but Malik Neighbors now, he's in a room with Jet. He's in a room with Jamar Chase. He's in a room with Devontae Adams. He's in a room with Tyreek. He's going to set his ass down and say, you know what? Let me learn from these G's. Let me learn from y'all are going to be too busy trying to find raisins and shit. White people like raisins. Y'all want,
Raisins
you know,
are good.
I see you
Y'all
on
are going
there.
to be figuring out which strip club to go
Green
to.
bean casserole. No, that's me. A lot of my black dudes, they enjoy the grind of football. I was just a fuck off. You know, even Tyreek, he
All right,
goes
point
so
cheating.
hard. I'm telling you, I understand your argument. I understand the push. It's just you should probably maybe go golf. Maybe
Hockey.
Y'all took that too for a minute.
golf. Oh no, Tiger's the best of all time.
Not anymore.
We just really like, you know, say, but if you want to get deeper, y'all have a 400-year head start. What if you let black people play back in the 40s? Man, we'd run this shit so bad. I'll get on that horse and hit that little fucking ball. What's that called?
I have
Polo. But we would take over every
Said,
sport.
I'll get on that horse and hit that little ball.
Yeah, I have no counter argument to that. That's a fair
Hockey.
point.
We got hockey.
Yeah.
We have hockey.
Forever and always.
Okposo. We got PK Subban.
Yeah, old. Like you're
Who
getting
we
a couple
got
of players. That's what you should challenge him with is find yourself an all black hockey team.
It's funny because he can build out the skill positions. I haven't heard him talk about the trenches at all.
The trenches.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage.
Left tackle.
When you're
Easy
checking,
pick.
when you're
Oh,
checking your
Trent.
oil.
Trent done.
Trent.
Left guard.
Yeah, y'all got them interiors. I'm sure I could find them. But it's just like, it'll be the names like you were saying, Ladd McConkey and shit like that. I would say like Tyrone Jackson. And he'd be like, But he's probably an ass kicker.
Hey, you saw last year's list.
Listen,
though.
do y'all
Hold on. You saw last year's list, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they had
Okay, so
they
you
had
can't
Mendenhall
argue.
on the pod
Yes.
after all
Do
that
y'all-
stuff
do
came
You
y'all
out.
can't
know-
argue that team's gotten a whole lot better this year.
It
Team's
has,
gotten a whole lot better.
It has, but I'm gonna let y'all. I'm thinking about what we just talked about. I'm gonna break something to y'all. Y'all
Easy now.
are the minorities of football.
Okay. Yep.
Agreed.
Fair enough.
We're aligned there.
Y'all shouldn't have made it.
Also agree.
You outran a couple black dudes to be where you are today.
Earned every
You
moment.
worked hard to do it, but it's switched.
I'm excited to see you land this plane.
Mm-hmm.
It's switched from what the society is where
Listen,
the head start of life for the less melaninins. Sports are different. My 13-year-old benches 180 right now.
So I'd smack that.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's y'all are the enigma of sports, especially football, basketball, track.
So are you
To your
saying
point, to
that
build-
white athletes understand inequality?
They should understand that they are blessed.
I'll say
Whoa.
I'll say this. Just to build on your point,
Yes.
'cause you're not wrong. I'm not saying we have the more talented roster. I'm saying we'll put out a better football team
No, it's not.
in short notice.
Short notice. You need like
And
not-
look,
no,
10
no,
days
no,
to prep.
it's not.
And
It's not
say
because
you go into this game and the spread is Michigan,
45.
Ohio State minus 21 and a half, minus 21.
Mhm.
I'm saying if we protect the football, we run the ball, we
TOP.
play assignment sound defense. I'm telling you right now, we control the
And-
time. We control the time of possession.
and it's
We can come out on top of that game.
there's no chance because as you see, it's gonna the talent's gonna take over, but also it's the questioning. It's almost like, have you seen Michael Vick? Shout out to Mike Vick, my man. The evolution of a black quarterback. Have you seen the show that they came out with?
I know that it's out.
You need to watch it. It's pretty good. But they were talking about how all the black quarterbacks in the past, they'd always try to make them receivers because they're fast, they're
Right,
talented.
right.
A black man can't run in a huddle. He can't control a huddle, which
Like
is
Lamar should be a running back.
he should be a running back,
yeah.
which is bullshit. But that was the narrative. So it's almost the narrative of that, like, oh yeah, you can't run this, thing. So you're almost saying like, oh, we'll be more sound. But myself, and I'll just speak on myself, Jason Taylor, Kevin Carter, Bonnie Holiday, Keith Traylor. I had a whole black defense, and all of them were genius football players. They would tell me, he tilt. If Truck saw the center, if he saw the fullback motion, he'd already tilt himself over there because now he wants to even out the front. They were black men that were extremely intelligent and very good athletes.
I see what you're doing here.
You see what I'm saying?
Stop
where
doing that.
Well, that's the thing. It's where it's like, oh, well, no, if you get the white guys together, they'll understand the scheme better. Listen,
Potentially, depending on who the head
I
coach
could
is.
I can
draw
see that
up-
we're getting some murky waters here. We're
I
getting
could
murky
draw
waters.
up any fucking defense that you want, any zones, 2, 4, 6, 8. I can draw up every defense you want with every front and 3, 4, 4, 3. I can draw up all the X and O stuff too. But when you cuss and you talk country and you laugh a lot and the bullshit and play, then they're like, oh, he's that. No. I can do the same exact thing that I can go right there with Lad
Not if I
with-
put you on an island with Brock Bowers. I've heard
with
how
Brock
you talk
Bowers and Lad
with Tony
McConkey.
Gonzalez.
Brock Bowers and Lad McConkey. I could talk over their head X and O wise.
Oh, come on.
That's a
bro.
different position. I'm saying on offense, you could not do that.
I could because I
You could
know
talk from
I
a
know the
defensive
schematic.
perspective.
I know the schematic side of what they're trying to do and the holes they're trying to hit and the all go specials and the opposite high lows and the rub routes and the Mickey Mouse and all that shit that Andy Reid does. I studied Andy Reid. I've looked at Andy Reid's stuff. I know what Andy Reid does. Like I can do that too, but it's like, oh, the white guys, they really understand the intricacies.
The intangibles.
The black guys, oh, we just run around real fast. It's fucking bullshit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really know. I know the X and O football. I've ran defenses. I've called defense. I've been a defense coordinator. I've met Charlie Strong. Dom Capers, Mike Nolan, I've sat down with them for hours and hours on end watching film with them. I can look at film too. My black eyes can see a screen as well. My black eyes can see a dry erase board.
What do you have to say to that, racist Will?
Time of possession, running the football.
No, you're going to run straight into a big black dude and fall backwards, and it's going to be 2nd and 9.
So all the things you're
So you're
saying,
saying we get a yard.
you're saying
3rd
about-
and 8.
but you're also saying all the things that you're saying you
4th
guys are
and 7.
smart about. We are just as physical.
But you're not as physically talented.
Listen,
In some positions.
you're not allowed. You can't take it all.
No,
You can't argue that you guys have all the best stuff. You can't say we're the most athletic, the most physical, and the most smart.
no. I say
It's not fair.
we're just as smart, but we're more physically capable naturally.
And we are as physically capable talent-wise
You're
as
not-
well.
No, you're not.
Why not?
Who's a better pass rusher than DJ Watt?
Name the 5 fastest guys in the NFL. Tyreek, the
Okay,
boy
yeah,
from
yeah,
Wa-
yeah.
the
You
boy
got,
from
you know,
Dallas.
you guys
Yeah.
got those.
So they're the
You
fastest.
guys got those.
No
right?
question.
The best receivers. The most athletic. Just name most athletic guys. The most athletic quarterbacks.
You're not wrong about those things.
We're physically.
But you're still acting
more
like in other
capable.
positions, like you're the most capable
No,
in all
I
positions.
told
Games
you,
are
y'all
won in the
got
trenches.
guards and-
Games are won in the
and
trenches.
I totally admit y'all have centers and guards.
All right, hold on. We'll take what we can get right now because he's kind of.
Do you see? Like, am
He's
I
kinda
wrong?
handling
Am I
it.
wrong, fella? Y'all have centers and guards. Y'all have very talented linemen.
So time out. You're saying that this wouldn't be a game whatsoever.
No, it would. They throw in the towel. They might not be able to finish the game. They might not be
You
able
know
to
you're
finish
talking
the
out of
game.
your ass, bro.
Lad McConkey
Good ball player.
is
I've
about to.
established that we have to run the football. Christian
Right. Okay.
McCaffrey,
So Christian McCaffrey.
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen.
No. Well, don't say the quarterback. Say you're running the ball. So Christian
Josh
McCaffrey.
Allen can run the ball
So Christian McCaffrey and Josh Allen running what, a Georgia Tech offense? They're running the triple option.
if we have to.
We ain't got to run the. See, now you're discrediting the receivers that we do have on the outside.
But you're not
Lad
gonna say you're not
McConkey's
gonna-
still a great player.
Okay,
He's still
well,
a good player.
lad, go get Darius.
Brock
Slay. Go
Bowers.
get Jalen
Brock
Ramsey.
Bowers, arguably the best tight end in the NFL right now.
Okay, I got
Trey
Fred, I got
McBride.
Fred Warner.
Trey
I got
McBride.
Fred Warner on him.
Are we going to get open?
No, they're not. It's going to be at not even to speak on the conversation. White on rice. They're going to be right next to him. Everybody's looking back at the quarterback. There'll be 20. What is it? 5 and 5 receive. It'll be 10 guys staring at the quarterback, and all of us be have a hand on Lad McConkey. Throw the ball.
You're discrediting the talent of Lad McConkey.
No,
You're discrediting the talent of Cooper Kupp.
I am amping up the talent, and Cooper's a monster. I love Cooper. Lad can play, but he's gonna consistently get open against Jalen Ramsey, Slay, Diggs. They're not.
He has in his career.
And
He's
now-
a triple
and-
crown
okay,
winner.
And so now I'll just tell you. So now where Kupp is, we would roll somebody up on him, and we would miraculously figure out a way to play cover 2, and just have somebody sitting
You
underneath
know
all
you
the
can't
slow
be in a
routes.
2 show when we're running the football.
But now you're going back to running the football. Okay, so now we're gonna get into a base front and kill all that shit with 5-on-5.
Then you're going to open us up
No,
on the
we're not.
And
And who's gonna do it?
then when you run the football over and over and over, and then you hit play
And
action,
then-
the Bowers over the middle, Trey McBride.
Okay, so now you got to put big guys in the game. So Cooper Kupp and Lad McConkey on the outside 1-on-1.
Listen,
by
we still got
themselves.
Puka Nacua.
But how are you gonna run the ball in 11 personnel? You're full of shit, Will.
No. We have the offensive line to run the ball in 11 personnel. You guys stack the box. Now we have quick little slants. We got small little things we
And
can do.
no slants. We're pressing 0.
0
We're playing 0.
ball game done.
What are y'all gonna do? You're gonna throw it deep?
Yeah, all you need is Max
Wow.
Pro and get a little rub route in there.
All you
and
need
you're
is-
defeating
Oh,
cover
oh,
That's
0.
what y'all
You
gonna
must
do.
forget about
Y'all
pick
gonna
games.
Run rub route.
You forgot
Y'all
about pick games, didn't you?
Y'all are rub route.
Yeah,
guys.
all day.
Yeah.
You want to press? Great, pick.
Listen, Will, please. This is you. I think you're barking up the wrong tree with this one.
I think it'd be a game.
It would not be a game. It wouldn't.
I think it'd be closer than people think.
Oh,
No.
for sure. I'm saying
So 45 is the spread?
no, 21.
Well,
21?
35.
Bro,
Listen.
we're talking about the NFL.
Last year you said it at 48.
No, I think I said it at 13 and a half.
No.
Or wait, I had to go back to the video. Maybe I did say it.
You said it like, I think you said 80 at one point.
Yeah. So I'm already conceding to the fact that you have the more talented team.
Yeah.
There's no doubt you guys are the overwhelming favorites. But the boys got heart.
That.
Every white guy you see on the field, what do they say? Hard-working, gritty, smart, tough football player. You might as well just say white guy.
And then he has to go over and say, hey, brother, can you go make a play, please? Come on, man. This is ridiculous. Y'all know what y'all did.
What we do?
I never went to Wes Welker and said, hey, Wes, we need a big one, bro. No.
Well, that's on you because he could make a play. That's on you because he could make a play.
Well, 3rd and 6,
Good ball player. Good ball player. Good, strong, heady ball player. Understood coverages.
I hate y'all.
Can find the pockets in zone.
I hate y'all. This is ridiculous.
What you mean?
Well, yeah, bro. Like you have to play into your strengths.
Got to.
Yes, and
if we're not gonna turn into a track
play into
meet.
your strengths, okay? Y'all need to scheme up some nice things.
Yeah, maybe play
ball like
flea
Army.
flicker.
Have y'all seen Army play?
Oh, don't get Will started on Army. He's very anti-military.
Triple option.
I'm not anti-military. I just had Notre Dame beating their ass.
And
he chose religion over
won.
Military.
Yeah.
God over country. Yeah, I'm just saying it would be a more competitive game than you're leading on. You're saying we act like you guys are being dumb. No, I'm saying you guys have way too much talent to figure out who you're going to put on the field.
You tell them sit your fucking ass down. You think Mike Tomlin is on the sideline with his staff and a receiver walks up and say, damn, coach, I got to play. Sit your fucking ass down. Think about it. Like, no, bro, I'm going to have my,
bleed the
they're
clock.
They're going to be the 11.
Run the ball.
Time of possession.
Use up the play clock.
Listen, I don't want to bring up what I've already brought up on this show, but we saw what Michigan did to Ohio State. Way more talented team.
Mm-hmm.
Favored by 21.5 points early in the week. We took time of possession. Our quarterback threw for 60 yards and 2 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
We won that game 13-10.
And
yeah, you're acting like the underdog can't win in this situation.
Right.
They can't win. This is a school recruiting.
That's all we needed. That's all we needed.
They cannot win.
You can't do it. There is no tomorrow.
You're going to just run downhill.
Over.
Wide zone.
Over. Yeah,
wide zone.
I already put you in a blender with the wide zone talk.
No.
I put you in a blender with that. You didn't know what was going on there.
You might as well call it white zone because it'll never get outside. It's going to be cut back every time.
Yeah, dude, they call that a mid zone.
Listen,
okay?
I'm gonna have Fred Warner
do what?
And Patrick Queen. I'm gonna have Patrick and Fred, and they can eat up a wide zone. You get them boys. I don't even need to pick. You get them boys from Philly, the inside guys, those 2 crazy ones from Philly.
Carter,
Jalen, Taylor.
What?
Listen, you guys got some horses.
I'm not arguing.
There's no question about it.
I am. I'm partially arguing.
But to act like you're just gonna run away with this game is crazy.
Mercy rule.
Running clock.
Second half, they're gonna say just cut it off.
Hey, if you have a running clock the whole game, we probably win.
All the green
as long as we get the ball first.
The green bean casserole is gonna be put up. What else y'all like? Y'all like hot dogs. And,
what you talking about, man?
You've sucked down a couple of glizzies.
Y'all like,
look at you.
You like glizzies.
No, you do. I'm saying don't just say it's a white guy thing.
Well, we're more ribs and brisket and things. Like we like flavor.
Why do we got to be all over here all the time? Why can't we do this?
We're doing the white versus the black team. What the fuck we
gotta do? We're talking about food. Like I like seasoning. What are you talking about?
You like real seasoning?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Come on. He's got his own.
Will's a salt and pepper guy.
Listen, I got your seasoning sitting at the house. That Crowder powder. Come on now.
Crowder powder is a wild name, by the way.
It's pretty cool.
What got you into the seasoning? Well, we can get back to this.
We're just gonna leave that conversation where it's at right now.
No, we can go back to it because
and let the viewer make a determination for themselves.
It's an easy.
Well, I mean, he's on his side, which I understand and get. But to act like we're sitting there looking at him like they're a bunch of dumb idiots running around just because they're talented.
I never did that.
You know what they said? He said we wouldn't even know who to put the game in.
I'm just saying y'all be arguing.
Jamar Chase. No, Jet wants to get it. Oh no, Tyreek wants to get it. We don't know what's going on here.
I think the main argument.
Sit your fucking ass down.
The main argument is you guys have too much talent. You have too much talent.
I know, and you're going to tell the top guys to get in if they're running a crosser route, you tell the faster guy to get in. They run in the deep route, you tell Jamar Chase because he's a better jumper. Like we could figure out football, Will. Like we can understand.
Listen, I've never once said that.
Yeah,
I played with your co-host Ryan Clark. I know how brilliant.
Oh,
yes,
I know.
I'm just saying,
as brilliant as Ryan Clark is, the fact that he believes he's going to block or tackle Derrick Henry in an open space,
I cussed him out.
just crazy.
I snapped on
Love
him
him to
about
death.
that.
Great guy.
I know that's
Had
my
some fun
man.
times on this bus with him.
That's my
Look,
ace. My
he-
kids
he-
call him Uncle Ryan, but when he said that shit that time, that's when I was like, Ryan, don't do no.
You got to Mike Tomlin him.
he's going to
sit
get him.
down.
Hey, he's getting
Sit your
Derrick,
ass down on the bench.
he's getting Derrick Henry. He's getting him to the ground.
Ryan.
Yeah,
No,
Hey,
you talk about Ryan Clark in his playing.
he's
days,
going to shoot.
He's not
but
gonna
he's going
get
to
Derrick
shoot.
Henry to
He's
the
going to
ground.
shoot low.
and he's going to get him to the ground.
And if Derrick, they even talked about if Derrick sees him coming, I don't think it's a chance. If he catches anybody, I could hit Derrick right now if he's looking this way and I just undercut him.
Right.
But if they're 1-on-1 and he sees him coming, I don't think he gets Derrick down. Because Derrick's going to know he's going to give him that front dead leg and he's going to jump with the back.
If they're going sideways, he might not get him to the ground because that stiff arm is unreal.
Yeah.
But if you're like in between the tackles or you're like right off the tackle, I mean, he'll get him to the ground. If their shoulders are square, if their shoulders are squared up, he's getting Derrick Henry to the ground.
2 out of 5. 2 out of 5.
2 to 5 is a good
I'm
stat.
with King Henry.
That's 40%.
I'm telling you right now, him and Saquon, those two dudes, they toting that goddamn rock right now. That's
Yeah.
They're putting running backs back on the map.
That shit's impressive.
Back on the map.
What Derrick and him and Saquon are doing.
You saw what Gruden posted too about running, the running backs were trying to talk about the market and how it's gone down and how running backs matter. Gruden posted this stat of like Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, and Saquon Barkley all going to different teams and what their record is, what those teams' record is compared to the teams that they left.
7 total wins.
Yeah.
I did see that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But those are special guys. Like,
Yeah,
the
but
market doesn't change. It's special people.
No, I
out
believe
there.
the running back market is a little bit disrespected right now because there is such a world for them that they need to have.
Yeah.
And for them to get paid as little as they are, I think you got to pay them boys more. Especially Derrick, bro. Derrick's making a fraction of what those guys are making, and he's leading the league in rushing, touchdowns. Like he's killing it.
The mental, the mental inferiority thing is bullshit. Because I'm smarter than 90% of the white dudes in the world.
I ran faster. I ran faster and jumped
possibly.
farther.
You know what I'm saying? Like
but that's subjective.
I know it's subjective, but like I'm intellectually just as smart as any white man out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're a fucking physical freak.
Thank you, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like what you do and what fucking Jake Long did. Like that, y'all are physical freaks. And y'all are right. Like y'all are not even black and white. Like you're stupid. But the thought that like the thing that they try to even like that's why I brought up the evolution of a black quarterback, where every time a guy is athletic, they say, "Oh, he can't lead a huddle," or "Oh, he can't." He can't. What you know? What I'm saying, like, why can't he lead a huddle? Because they want to diminish the intelligence of black people, and it goes back to Jim Crow. It goes back to slavery. It goes back to y'all are property. Where no. We got taught that even religion was put on us to control us. Mm. But just the mind, like the wrinkles in your brain, we have just as many wrinkles as white people. And that's the thing that gets to me with the whole, like that back and forth of it, where physically, like the top sprinters, the strongest, the weightlifters, the bodybuilders and all that. The top guys are like physically. And they try to say like it's animalistic. It's not animalistic. Our bodies are just built different. It's Usain Bolt to Michael Johnson to that. Who's named the fastest white guy in the top 5 of all hundreds? You know what I'm saying? Like
you guys kind of took over that, huh?
Go to any state and do high school sports. Like
I'm with you, man.
Black people are faster than white people. Black people are fast. Physically, we are built differently. And then the pushback is the mental side. And my thing about knowing that there's hundreds of, or I think it's 107 black billionaires, they didn't just luck up on they didn't dig $1 billion up while they were picking cotton.
No, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? They're
absolutely.
very intelligent people. The guy on Shark Tank and the guy that, all these people, like, they're very intellectual. So the pushback of a literal, I guess, justifiable or matrix on the physical side of it, of the speed and the strength and the athleticism,
overshadowing
and even the receivers,
Yeah.
Moss and Jerry and them and all the guys, the running backs. Like, who's the best white running back of all time? Mike Allstott, he was just a big, strong white boy. Like, you look at that, and it's physically better at a top level, but the pushback is, oh, well, they're not that intelligent. But we can't judge the intelligence of Michael Johnson and Usain Bolt and Tyreek Hill and Randy Moss and Daniel Tomlinson and Sweetness. And you can't judge the intelligence of those guys. Goddamn, Walter Payton was super intelligent. Jim Brown was super intelligent.
You listen to Ray Lewis talk about football.
Ray Lewis is super intelligent. Ed Reed is one of the smartest motherfuckers I've ever talked to in my life. Ed Reed is a fucking genius. Edgerrin James is a fucking genius. But the pushback of those guys being great athletes, that, oh, they're not that smart. No, they're very smart. Why can't
I would say they don't have like pushback on
but
that.
But they're not as smart as white guys. No, they're just as smart as white guys. Zach Thomas is my big brother. I was at Zach's house the other day. We were there fishing in his backyard.
Was he talking ball?
What's that? No,
Was he talking about the power?
Zach's that damn the head hits and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it's got him a little bit.
Yeah, it got him a little bit.
Damn.
But it's even that, but even to the juniors, or honestly, Carlos Dansby. Carlos Dansby is a genius football mind. So when I lost Zach, I got Carlos. So I'm thinking, man, I got to teach these motherfuckers how to play. Like, I saw Zach, what Zach did and how Zach set up everything. I'm like, fuck, I got to know this shit back and forth, because these bitches are going to be, these bitches won't know what to do. And I'm talking about Matt Rolfe from Iowa. Like, I was like, fuck, white and black guys. I'm like, man, I got to do what Zach did. And then Sleazy came in, Carlos, and I was like, oh, shit. Like, this bitch knows football just the way I do. He can see X and O's without, no, why, okay, no, the U's off. You gonna move, yo-yo motion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we could talk it, real talk, and that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like but with your point about the arguments, when there's one side, you got to have the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, he's faster, stronger, bigger, more athletic. Well, we know leverage. No, bitch, we know leverage too.
For sure.
Oh, we know, we know splits. Yeah, bitch, when that Z comes in, we know they're trying to run an out route because they're trying to gain space over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like all that. Oh, wider splits. Why is this side tight and why is this side wide? Because they're trying to get those zone leverages over here.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that shit. I'm gonna start shuffling before the fucking ball snapped. Because y'all aren't running towards these bitches that feet are touching. There's no reason to run this way. They're going to run that way. So as soon as it's down, set, I start shuffling this way. Do I know the ball's going that way? No, but I can see the ball's going that way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and that was the part. That's the part of the argument. Not even on you, but like the bigger argument of it.
Just the stereotyping of it
and the
all.
stereotype of white guys.
Yeah.
But I knew some white dudes that were like Matt Ross, strong as fuck. I would let him set every edge in the world when he can. Chad Pennington knew what everybody was doing before the ball was snapped, and could make throws, and could put that bitch on a peanut, throw it before the guy's coming out of his break.
Yeah, I think that's the flip side. It's like having the fun in the sphere of the game, right? It's like knowing that everything you're saying, talking about the mental side and playing to whatever edges. It's like for myself as a player, no matter what, I was never getting out of a box of, oh, he can make this play, he can make that play, but this guy can, because whether he was drafted, different color, whatever it is, it's always like, oh, this is a smart player. He can do X, Y, and Z within the scheme of the defense. But it was never like, oh, can he make this play in space? It was always this question mark here and there. Yeah. So when you're finding the edges and having fun with it all, it's like that's when you talk about like, okay, the inferiority of the stereotype of not being good enough talent-wise to play on the field. It has to be because he's a smart player. He does all this studying and prep work. It's not because he has some ability, some physical ability as well. It's like that's when you're like maneuvering around both things. Because for me as a player, it was always like, when I got benched one time, it's like, hey, this dude can get out of worse situations than you. It's like, oh, okay, well, explain because he has longer arms. Like, I wouldn't. Vrave never had me on punt return. It's like, oh, you have short arms. It's like, well, You can't ever out effort or outdo when you get placed in a certain box. So too, like,
Oh yeah.
based on all the flip side of feeling like we can't put out a product on the field that's going to run the football and control the clock and run the football and have some play action of Brock Bowers.
It's a great spin.
Brock Bowers.
No, but I'm saying, like, I don't want to neglect or disregard him talking about, like, they're not smart enough to play ball. That's not what's being said at all.
That is, I agree that that's like a higher level argument.
Yes, and it's
higher level argument that happens. However, like that is when you are watching the combine, and if I being white, it's like, oh, gritty, hardworking, tough football player. And if I was black, like athletic, can move really well, got great bend.
Like Cooper DeJean, he'll be a good safety. It's like, well, why can't he play cornerback?
Right.
Yeah. And I can say it from the other side as well. And that's the best thing about even, I'll say, the aspect or the platform that we have is to talk about it and see it from both sides. Where I can see it where it's like, I'm just a monster ball player. No, you work hard. Oh, you do a lot of studying. No. I fuck people up. And like, even I was talking about earlier, like, that's what I do. I just go out there and whoop people's ass.
Yeah.
Oh, no, because you know where the ball's going to go. Even speaking about it, because I even joke that I'm half white. My mom's white, my dad's black. So, like, straight down the middle, I could even say, and nobody sees me as a big white boy. Mm-hmm. I'm a big black dude. But I could even see it from that standpoint where if I was white and did exactly the same numbers, All-American high school, All-American college, drafted, started with the Dolphins. Oh, he's a hard-working guy. No, I just go out there and fuck people up.
Right.
I run a 4.5. If this dude runs to the flat, I'm going to go over there and grab his ass and sling him out of bounds. Like, it's not, like, that concept of it, I can see what makes it, or what makes, like, what fuels the both sides of the argument. Mm-hmm. I really do. But the unathleticism on the white side is what makes you. Oh,
you're saying that part's real.
The unathleticism. No.
We still got starters.
The white people, like as a white person.
You're right.
I'll go on the other side. As a white person, yeah, you're not as athletic. Well, I'm very athletic. Then on the black side, well, they're not that intelligent. No, I'm very intelligent.
Right.
And so you're like, so I could see the upset on both sides of it. But I really think it should be where it's not because it's the world and it's, it's life. But I could really see how you should, like you're saying, just judge me off my resume. Like you're saying.
Yeah.
Are you just a big ass fast motherfucking athlete? Okay. Why do you have to say white? Are you just a very smart, intellectual fucking bookworm black dude? Why do you have to say black dude? Why do you have to be, you know what I'm saying? Why do you have to do it? Because the world does that. It's because if I walk into the gas station up here, they're gonna look at me longer than they look at y'all.
Yeah, but that's what makes football like partly the best sport. Is you walk into a locker room and all those kind of things kind of get thrown to the wayside, or if they're brought up, it's brought in a joking manner. Mm-hmm. It's something that's not really seen in society.
No, Rex Ryan. We just had Rex Ryan on probably a couple months ago on the Pivot, and he said that he was like, the best thing about football is that it's all merit based. Mm-hmm. Cause y'all know, you can see a big, good-looking black dude or a big-ass, good-looking white boy walk in the locker room. And after that first practice, you're going to be like, man, Thomas ain't shit. Like,
yeah, look like Tarzan, play like Jay.
Yeah, like Thomas ain't shit. Like, it's all merit-based. And that's how the world should be. What have I done and what am I capable of doing? Mm-hmm. But the world's not like that. The world has to look at it in certain ways. We have to look at it both sides. And political stuff and all that shit, I think
labels
but I think identity. It perpetuates it, but it should be merit based. Am I a great businessman? Then we should do business together. If four of my business failed, we shouldn't fucking do business together. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna put money in with you. You're terrible. Fucking you bankrupt 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should all be merit based, but it's not. It's very visual. It's very I say shallow all the time. My wife tells me it's like that's a word that, you know, I guess it gets thrown around a lot, but it's very shallow, visually shallow to see, you know. And I even say it's funny that I think I get an edge a lot of times, and honestly in business and podcasting, like, you know, people have to listen because it's audio, whatever. But in life, like business-wise, I get an edge a lot because people already see me, and then I already start cussing, and I already start bullshitting, laughing, and they hear my accent, and I say it all the time. Ray Charles gave me the word for it years ago in that movie, Ray. Country dumb. It's where when you have an accent and you look a certain way, people already let their guard down. Because if you walk in, Taylor, with that mustache now, with a suit on.
I don't have a mustache anymore.
I know.
Stop saying that I have a mustache. Stop saying what I don't have.
But if me and you both go into a room and you as a white man, clean cut, walk in, don't know what the fuck meeting we're in, but you have a suit on and look nice, they're going to treat you a certain way. If I walk in with dreads and tattoos, even same suit on, same exact, talking the way I talk, sound the way I sound, they're not gonna approach the meeting the same way. And a lot of people take that as a knock. I take it as leverage.
Right, you kind of find an edge in there, like they're assuming this.
Well, you hold them asleep. Their defenses are down.
Their defenses are down.
Yeah.
It's country dumb. Oh, he has an accent. Oh, okay, well he ain't really about. So now you're not going to be on your P's and Q's because you're going to assume, oh, okay, yeah, this old country dude. And then as I buy and take your business away from you, now 2 months later, you're like, oh shit, that little country motherfucker might have known something.
Yeah.
And it's just an advantage. So the prejudice, if you want to call it, the assumptions, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, that's what people should capitalize on. And that's what I've capitalized on all the way to the point of, like you're saying, the Crowder Powder, the restaurant we have, the restaurants we have in stadiums and all that.
I mean, stand-up comedy.
Like all the stuff I do is kind of like, they just meet me and they're like, oh, you're going to do this? Yeah, man. Shit. I just go in there and fuck off. But I've studied about it. I've done it. I've done due diligence. I've done everything. I've looked at it. I've watched film. I've watched stand-ups over and over again. I've rewrote my set 4 or 5 times. But if you see me as that, and then you'll see me later as something else, and it'll be too late because I've been done took your business over.
Yeah, you get to a lot of crossroads where you have the choice to have awareness of it and accept the realities that are there. And instead of having like a victim mentality approach, you see opportunity in it all. And ultimately, everybody who's successful does see it that, you know, does use whatever advantages or edges that they have, having awareness of the entire situation. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty. But going back to the football side of it, it's never going to change. There's going to be another Taylor. It's funny I brought up Jake Long because it was very similar.
Jake is the man.
Jake can play ball.
He was so good.
Yeah, they could play. It's going to be and there's going to be another Taylor. There's going to be another Jake. There's going to be another Will.
There already is.
There's lots of Wills.
There's going to be another all of them. And,
Jack Gibbons, Tennessee Titans.
Every GM and head coach and position coach that's sitting in that meeting are going to say the race of that player. And they're going to say the white boys are hardworking and due diligent and, you know, what's that? First one in the gym, last one out. I know the white phrases.
Yeah.
And then every black guy, they might not say black, but they're going to say super athletic, you know, grinder, you know, trying to get out of something, you know, working hard to feed his family. Like we know the stereotype words. Yeah. If you don't want to say white or black, you're going to say it. It's going to be that way. And hopefully from both sides, the hard worker, first in out of the gym, they can prove that they can play in this game. And then the athletic, you know, trying to do something, trying to feed his family guy can prove that he's the other side. And that's the beauty of the world. Yeah. And that's what we're doing now. I guess with even the stereotype of athletes doing more afterwards, we're breaking stereotypes down. With yourselves, with all the smoke, with all the guys we talked about, with Chris Long and Green Light and all them, we're breaking the shit down too. So I really enjoy it, man.
It's
Like,
an interesting world, this podcast world, man. How like it's just blowing up into this massive thing. You were able to get in, all of us able to kind of get in before it became like so oversaturated. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Oh, it's amazing.
And to be mildly looked at as trailblazers. It's
and just
crazy.
the stigmas too of like even outside of podcasting, just athletes having transitions and doing things after football, because a lot of stigma with athletes, it's like the big 70-80% go broke
Yeah.
5 years outside of the league. And so yeah, this moment of the all white, all black really took a turn, but I think a good turn. I think this is ultimately like a locker room conversation.
Man. No, I had
I
too much.
thought we'd get more stand-up comedian Channing Crowder.
Well, that's yeah. Well, you know what? When you said it, I thought about because I watched too much Bussin', so I've heard too many arguments. So I was like,
you can't prepare. You study.
I can't. That's why I didn't have my list. But when you text me, like, I had a list.
I know,
I was like,
wanted you to
nah, I
have
got my opinions.
So that way you'd be able to go into the offensive line, into the defensive line.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want black guys.
Yeah, there's running the football, limit turnovers,
play action pass,
get the third and short,
time of possession.
Stay ahead of the chains. Stay ahead of the chains.
Yeah, no penalties. Get your ass
On
out
the
of here.
45-yard line. All right, let's punt this. Let's control the let's control the field.
Let's control this twisted question. Brought to us by Twisted Tea. Twisted Tea is a refreshing hard iced tea made with a real brewed tea and 5% alcohol, full of flavor, very refreshing. Twisted Tea goes down smooth. There's no carbonation. It makes it easy to drink all day long. Twisted Tea feels fun and celebrates extreme fandom on game day. It is the perfect alcohol or beverage for game day, whether tailgating in a parking lot, watching it at a bar, or watching with friends at home. Twisted Tea is there to turn up your game day. Keep it twisted. Grab a refreshing Twisted Tea today. This question is brought to us by Coop, correct?
Yep.
Coop. All right.
Shout out Coop.
Coop.
So Coop's question, it is: you have 1,000 grapes in front of you, and you get 50,000 for each one you eat. However, one of them is poisonous and will kill you. How many do you eat?
1,000 grapes in front of me.
Hold on.
Oh wow.
There's 1,000 grapes in front of me. I get
I see you,
50,000.
Coop.
I piss real fast.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
$50,000 per grape.
Do some math on that.
I know.
They're gonna cry, man. My kids will legit. Win will for sure cry. We should make a battle change. Yeah.
All right, 1,000 grapes in
See,
front of
I'm
you.
showing that
You
shit
get
really is.
$50,000 per grape that you eat. However, there is one grape that is poisonous. How many do you eat?
10 or 100. Wow. I'm gonna
That's
eat
a
100.
lot,
That's
bro.
10%. Yeah. That's a 90% chance of living, and that's $5 million in my pocket. Now with
One
that,
is poisonous.
I'm gonna pee. Maybe
How
101.
poisonous?
I'll be
Like
out.
deadly poisonous?
Yeah, you die.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think I'm starting at 2. I might have to count my blessings, my 100,000 blessings after that. Because you got to take at least one, right?
Right. Have to.
50,000?
1,000 grapes in front of you.
I think I'm with Taylor, man. Yeah, you eat a good old honey. Yeah, 10%.
But that one kills you. You gonna die. You gonna die over
Dude,
$500,000.
dude, if I die, does my family get the money?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, they don't get it. They don't get it.
They don't get the money.
Okay. JP came in and said no.
I think I'm going 10, 15%. I'm going 100, 150 grapes.
Is there a different answer if you don't have kids or a wife? If it's just you?
Yeah, I might drink 500. Cause you think about it, like 50.
But think of where you're at now. What do you need? What do you need this money for?
Yeah, that's true too.
Like you're gonna be just fine if you eat 0 grapes.
You gotta know.
I know. That's why I think I'll go.
You
I think
gotta
I'll
play the game.
It's true.
but
You gotta
not
play the
2.
game.
100.
100 grapes.
I'll eat 100.
You're going for $1 million.
I'm going for $1 million.
10% chance to die.
That's fine.
It's $5 million.
$5 million. What, man? $5 million.
Where am I at?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my fault. 50,000. Yeah, you're right. $5 million.
I'm eating 100 grapes.
So basically, let's say I have a chamber with 10 bullets in it.
Mm-hmm.
Or not 10 bullets, but 10 slots. There's 1 bullet in there. So there's a 10% chance in this Russian roulette.
That's
over
what it
$5
is.
million.
So
You're playing Russian
having
roulette.
10 chambers.
I'm about to say that's a hell of a gun now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But are you
play for $5 million? I play once.
$5 million.
I play once.
Well, yeah, that's.
I play once.
See, me, if I get to that 100, knowing my personality, I'm like, one more. Don't die. One more.
I know. I told him 2.
2 grapes. That's
Just 2 grapes. Count my 100,000 blessings, and
I think 10% is good.
Yeah, 100. That's 10%. Dude, you have a 90%
surviving.
chance of living. You have a 90% chance of living when you drive.
That's what I was saying.
Just keep moving.
That's why I tell people that whole call me when your plane takes off and lands shit is bullshit.
You're in a tin can at 30,000 feet in the air.
You're fine.
You're going to get on that every day.
The last time a domestic flight crashed was 2009.
All right, I got to Vegas.
yeah, come on, man. You're about to get on a plane. When's the next time we're getting on a plane? Today?
Tonight.
Going to Denver?
Yes.
Who you guys interviewing? Can you say it?
We got. I don't know. I get yelled at all the time for revealing shit. They yell at me, but yeah, man, that whole man, it is more dangerous to walk in your grass in the backyard than to get on a plane.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, fact.
Is that?
It's more dangerous to drive to the gas station than to get on a plane. No one has died on domestic flight since 2009 in the United States. How many people have died driving to the gas station?
I have no clue.
Thousands.
At least one since 2009.
I'd love to see who's
Thousands.
covering that data.
You see what I'm saying? I hate that shit. Oh, let me know. Check in when you get to Boston. For fucking what? The plane is going to take off and it's going to land.
I love it. I
That's
love
what's
that
gonna
attitude.
Your wife just wants to know you're alive and well.
I'm always alive and well. I'm good. I just live and float.
Chances of dying in a commercial flight is 1 in 11 million.
11 million.
Take that every single time.
You know how many flights take off? 18 million a year in the United States.
Boom.
How often you
Hold
fly?
on.
But I don't know if these numbers are right.
Because one of those is gonna
because the fact
Hey,
that
math
I've
did not just math.
done this research and pull up the last domestic flight that crashed in the United States.
Was that San Francisco?
Because those little fucking pedal pushers, all like Harrison Ford fucking crashed recently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, them pedal pushers.
2009 Colgan Air.
Yeah, it's interesting too. Those planes that go down, that airline doesn't usually exist after.
No, Colgan.
I mean Southwest. They had those crazy, not Southwest. The 737 Max.
Bitch was
Let me ask
breaking
you, let me
apart,
ask you,
and
let
that
me
bitch
ask you.
still didn't crash.
How much are you flying if you knew you had a 10% chance to die?
The same amount of flies we do.
Same amount. I push it.
If one plane in every 10 crashed, think how many plane crashes there would be every day.
Yeah, the planes wouldn't exist anymore. They'd be like, obviously
That's
something's not
that-
working here.
I guess I'm just trying to do the whole 90%, 10% chance of death.
Yeah.
So
boy,
you're doing two. You're just doing 2 grapes?
Yeah.
Man, he's gonna be so mad when we get to 100, and he's like, well, "Enjoy your 100,000, Will."
Hey,
So
we about to have a good time in
Yeah.
Vegas. He gonna be over here. Penny,
I was gonna say,
he gonna be over here
that's right.
Penny pushing.
Vegas this weekend. Jack, Vegas this weekend.
He'll be over here penny pushing. Yeah, man.
I guess he's not
You
wrong.
gamble?
I watch him do Tunnel
Do you
of Chaos
gamble in
all the
Vegas?
time. I'm like, this dude just wins and wins every time.
I hit him in the head.
Things just go my way sometimes.
Gamble?
man.
I mean, I've gambled. Yeah, I gamble.
But Will gambles.
Yeah.
Will's been
It's a
down.
lower chance.
Will's
than
been down
10.
6 figures and came back and won.
It's a lower chance. It's a lower.
But we're not. We're
eating
talking
these
about.
fucking grapes
We're
is
talking
a lower
about.
chance than
We're
losing
talking about
winning
death. We're not talking about
Yeah.
a chance to lose a hand in blackjack.
money. Man, well, it's
What
like-
is life, man?
Yeah,
You
what
know?
is life?
Come on. It's a simulation anyway.
I know. Do we do the best? Like I feel like. Do we hit the best flag plant beef of the weekend?
I mean, God tier's got to be Michigan, right?
Concessions foods. Yeah, God tier. I say it's Michigan, North NC State, North Carolina. They had one, but other than that, how many beefs were there? Now that I'm thinking about it, because it's like I could play the game of
State.
Arizona
Iowa
State
fans
was
getting
so
up.
funny. You see Arizona State's?
Yeah.
Polynesian cat just walks over the 50-yard line, puts like a little trident in there, and one little small DB comes up. He's like, no. That shit was hilarious.
That shit.
You see that receiver for U of A break his ankle?
No,
Bro.
the one that's gonna get drafted high.
I don't know. What's that?
Was it number 4?
I think so. His little ankles. He gets tackled and he
That
lifts it
sucks.
up
See,
and
he
it's
came-
facing
he
the wrong
came
way.
back.
It's like open.
Yeah,
It's like,
he
it's
came
like
back
right
to play
there.
his senior year.
Hey, that is always the hardest to play. After you see someone's leg get snapped, and they're like, all right, they cart him off. And it's like, all
Yeah.
right, start back up.
gotta
You're just
reset.
like, you look at the DN, you're like, hey, brother, you got to tell me. He's like, I got you.
Was there a big fight between Florida and Florida State?
Oh,
over the
yeah.
weekend?
Yeah, they fought.
That's
It
probably tier
wasn't that
2.
good.
Yeah, if we do a universal tier talk,
Yeah. Tier 1, Michigan, Ohio State.
That was a
There's
Yeah.
Mace involved. You
I want
gotta
to
give
get
that one.
I'm gonna jump. I want to give an honorable mention to ASU U of A because I just think that shit's so funny.
Why don't we put them in there for our tier 3?
Because I think the NC State one's probably better.
Yeah, but who cares? So let's give
Fuck
we
it,
give
dude.
Arizona State some love, and then we go
Yeah.
tier 2. How bad was this one?
It was pretty bad.
It wasn't. There was a bunch of slamming people. Yeah. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Mace.
Pull up Michigan Ohio State ones real quick. Let's just all watch it together. Watch it together. Yeah. Well, yeah.
The video JP had the belt
Belt to ass.
just whipping the logo. That's tier 2.
Belt to ass, baby.
Belt to ass. So tier 1 Michigan, tier 2 South Carolina, tier 3 ASU. Did you see that video?
Which one?
The Trident one?
No.
All
I
right,
didn't
pull
see
that one up instead, Sherm. Pull up ASU. Was it like?
Trident plant. Oh, we're not gonna find.
That's the kid though, right there.
Is that it?
Yeah, he's like trying to pull it. Just one guy. One guy. Look at that. Look at that position too.
Bink dunk.
He's just no.
Put that
Before you
there.
get off here, we didn't talk about it a whole lot, but your stand up.
Yeah.
How real? How serious are you with it? Like what?
It's all bullshit. It's
There you go.
You hit me up in the summer talking about potentially coming to Nashville.
Yeah, we'll come back because what happened was we got to come around. Like we did it, so I did 9, and I was like putting it with events. So I did like the draft in Detroit. So I did 2 in Detroit. Then I did Tampa, Orlando. Florida's easy because of Florida Dolphin, connection.
Yeah, show out. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now we're trying to kind of seeing it, and that's why I was like, yeah. And somebody else told me, they were like, man, you should do something with y'all. After we talked about it, they were like, we should do something in Nashville and make it like a thing. And so yeah, so I can do like an hour and fuck off. Yeah, I go up there and bullshit and laugh. But
What have you learned about the process of stand-up comedy?
man, it's the crowds. Like you have to like the different. Like Detroit was tough because them people are like, they've lived a rough life. So like they don't want to laugh. Like some people want to laugh and some people don't.
Are you standing
wanna
up there
laugh.
like, fuck, I got to figure something out?
Yeah, and then like the end of a joke. So you like joke, so you set it up, hit the punchline, and then everybody falls out of their chairs. But 10 seconds later, like how long do you laugh? So it's ha 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 ha. And then it's 400 people staring at you. Go again. So now you do another joke. Hit the punchline. Ha 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 ha. And now they stare at you again. So it's just consistency and just going and moving. And then we try to like integrate some of our sponsors into it. Different people like sponsors I have, Jack Daniels and all these people. So it's I would say the lead up to it is stressful. That little hour of work is cake. But the 3 or 4 days before that shit is crazy. But I enjoy it. Like I really thought it was just gonna be like me going up there and fucking off.
I was gonna say, is it harder than you thought it was?
The start, like the lead up to it is like the actual exactly what it is. Like next up, Channing Crowder, and they play I Come Out to Jay-Z. That hour is exactly what I thought it was gonna be. But the fucking promoting it and going on radio stations and giving away tickets and selling tickets and doing social media pushes and all that shit is the tough. That's like the hard side of it. That fucking 45 minutes an hour is the fun. That's what I enjoy. I didn't expect, like even you see the little video here, Jack Daniel boxing in the background, and now the MVPs get to come back. Like we come to Nashville, y'all have to come back and like I give you a shirt and a jacket and a bottle of liquor and all this shit. Like it's antics. The antics of it is hard. Just going up there and bullshitting is fun.
So you brought up Diddy or Jay-Z, and that's where we transitioned to Diddy.
Diddy.
What's
I've never been to a Diddy party.
ever been invited?
Never been invited. I don't think I was famous enough back then.
Back then you would have gone though, huh?
I would have went off his name, and then once they went to that little back room I've heard about, I wouldn't have been to the back room. Yeah, I like to be more the sexer, not the sexy. I like that. I like to do more of that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This pod's been incredible.
This has been a lot of different roller coaster.
All the different corners we've touched.
It's been nice. What more fitting way to end it with a sexer, sexy?
Yeah, like
beautiful.
Classic locker room pod.
Fun.
Yeah, man.
Maybe my favorite. Just go out there and just start going on.
Maybe the best ever. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We
bro.
appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for having me, man.
I still think we get you in the fourth quarter.
Still going. All right, guys. Subscribe, rate 5 stars. Please comment. All of those things. Big hugs, tiny kisses. We will see you next week.
Comment and text and subscribe.
Yeah.
Who wins?
What y'all got back there?
What you mean? What
you got your 100,000?
Oh yeah, we got that.
Okay, we about to hit 1 million.
All right. Really?
Yeah, we at like 998 or something.
No.
Yeah.
We'll be like that tomorrow then.